Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review. It is the big one tonight. It is Newcastle United taking on Arsenal at the Emirates in what is a huge game, which we've been looking forward to for a very, very long time. And this will give an indication of where we are. Billy is a nervous man tonight. We've got new graphics on the Watchalong board. We've got current subscribers. We've got the time and the date all working. The scoreboard at the bottom there will be working for the match. So it's looking good. We'll start off by going through the starting lineups, of course. One change for Newcastle United, which surprises only one change, but there is one change. We go with Nick Pope, Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Sven Botman, Dan Burn, Bruno, Longstaff, and Willer keep the places. We've got Miggy, we've got Joe Linton, and the returning Callum Wilson. Billy, your thoughts on that lineup?
I guess it's just going with the side that served them so well at places like Fulham and Southampton, places like that, Leicester.
Yeah.
I think he's sticking to that. I mean, I know Callum Wilson wasn't playing against Leicester, but obviously this side has got more threat with it than what the one against Leicester did have. And I guess Maxi will be an impact sub tonight if needs be. So, yeah, he's gone for a solid lineup more than a flamboyant one, hasn't he?
Yeah, he seems to be using Maxi as that impact sub now, doesn't he? He's not really throwing him into the first team unless he's just generally not fit. I mean, that's the thing. But I guess only Eddie knows. The home team, Arsenal line up with Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, and Eddie Nketiah. Billy?
Surprised to see Zinchenko play. I thought if they wanted to negate the threat of Almiron, then Tierney would have played with his pace. I think Almiron can get at Zinchenko, if I'm perfectly honest. And I think Joe Linton can get at Ben White too. But Saliba's been a bit shaky since the World Cup. Apparently, he's made a few mistakes. So there's a bit of optimism there. And Ketch is a threat. He's a real danger. People slag him off, but the kid's got something.
Yeah.
Kid's got something.
Absolutely. Geordie Boy says, good evening, everyone. Let's get the win. Wilson in front from the start. Wonder if Paul heard my Tumami song. I always hear your songs, Mr. Geordie Boy. I like the look of that Valera. If the rumours at 16 million looks a bargain, well, it's not Valera. It's not Valera. It's I'm forgetting what his name is now. It's
Varela. Varela, isn't it?
Varela. Yeah, that's yeah. Tom says it's from Marca, the Spanish equivalent of the Sun. I wouldn't know because a lot of their fans are saying goodbye to him, Tom. So I wouldn't rule that out, quite honestly. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. But I wouldn't rule it out. Absolutely not right now. James says, good evening, lovely TDR people. I think this is going to be the toughest match of the season so far. Good evening to Spacebar. Ian says, a good test tonight. Let's see how far we have come. Yeah, absolutely. Match day, says Martin. A lot of conversation going on about some players. Stu says, how are the lads? Evening to Carl. And just a reminder, guys, if you do enjoy the stream tonight, to please hit that like button. We are really doing well with the likes at the minute, so thank you very, very much for that. And also, as you can see up in the top corner there, we're 15,788 subs. We are pushing for 16. I'm sure it won't be long, thanks to all you good guys out there. So please do subscribe if you're new. It is free to do so. And also the bell, which will tell you when we go live, upload a video, or schedule in a show, of course. And you can donate to the Toon Review channel if you do wish tonight by, as usual, hitting that $ at the bottom of the live comments. And don't forget, 9:45 tonight, we have the review straight after with me, Billy, and Alex. So do make sure you tune in. It is a separate show, so we won't be carrying it on here. It'll go to a separate show, but looking forward to that one as well. Hopefully, it'll be a very good review to do. Going to be like a different animal with Wilson up top. I hope so. And what I hope, Billy, is he gives them defenders absolute hell like he did, of course, in the final home game of last season.
Yeah, I'm sure Gabriel will be shaking his boots because, I mean, he actually took him to the cleaners, didn't he, at St James's?
Yeah, he did.
Saliba's obviously just come into the side, so won't be aware of Callum Wilson, but I'm sure he's been told all about him by the management and by his teammates. Absolutely. Yeah, he's going to be a real threat tonight for us.
Certainly is. And remember, guys, the game is live on Sky. Obviously, we do realise that, but a lot of people don't have Sky as well, so they'll be tuning into the watch along and won't be able to watch the game. So, as usual, just wait for us, please, to commentate on it before you say anything. You might be ahead of me. Billy will pause his TV and wait for me to kick off on my stream, so we are level, as we always do for the games. So please try and stay with us. If not, don't put in the comments what's happened. Wait till me and Billy have mentioned it in commentary, or the mods will remove you. And we don't want that to happen. We have a new member, Michael Purvis. Welcome to the Members Club, my friend. Thank you very much. And welcome to the Toon Review. Sophia says the coverage on Sky Sports is getting right on my nerves already. Well, I thought it might. That's why you need to listen to us. Neville is the epitome of an average player being in a good side. Geordie Boy says, hurry up, Paul and Billy. Can't be putting up with these two. Well, there you are. We're on now. Loads of comments coming already. I mean, loads and loads before the show even kicked off. Barbara says, I put a bet on this. I've got 3-1. I'm so confident we're going to win. Julie J says, at least Wood is back on the bench and Wilson is back. Yeah, it's a big bonus, as we've said already, that we're expecting a real performance from Callum tonight to get stuck into them. Delvin says, Paul and Billy, the legends, feel so much better to have Wilson up front. Indeed. Adrian, good afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Libertino Radio, good evening to you. Hope you're well. Chippers is here. Julie J saying, I was hoping Carrier stays. Ian says, here we go, peeps. Here we go, indeed. I don't think anybody truly knows what's going on with Carrier, because there's reports he's gone. There's reports he's going to get a contract. Last I heard was he was getting a contract, so I don't know. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. James says, bring on the Gooners. Absolutely. Jody Boy says, thank God, or Paul. Well, I'm both the same thing. Danielle, good evening to you in the house. Danielle's contacted me today, obviously, the anniversary of Dave's passing. It's been a difficult day for quite a few people, I would imagine. But hopefully the lads can put on a performance tonight, Billy, and really give Dave's remembrance something special tonight.
I said it on the memory show, like memorial show last year, that anytime there's a chance that the ball goes over the line, that'll be Dave up there blowing. Dave's going to need a lot of air tonight, and I'm sure he'll come for us. Absolutely.
He'll be there with his whiskey. You've got no doubt about that. He'll be there cheering the lads on. Rich says, evening all, I'm going to be positive and go with a 2-0 win. Our defence will stay strong and Arsenal lack goals. It's optimistic, I know. Hi, Paul. Can't wait for you and Billy to get behind these mics for this huge game. And then Alex at halftime. It's all happening. No better place to beat tonight. I predict a 2-1 win. Thanks, Barbara.
She's bet 3-1 now.
Well, she's obviously changed her mind, Billy. Hi, everyone. Good luck tonight. Doob straight on the bench. That's interesting. Yes, he is. He's on the bench, Billy.
Well, I guess he's our second best keeper, isn't he? So why shouldn't he be? He's our player at the moment. How long that remains the same, who knows?
Yeah.
But at the moment, he's our second best keeper. So why shouldn't he be on the bench?
Agreed, yeah. Danielle says, into these tonight. Absolutely. Ricky says, Newcastle will not be beaten and Xhaka is getting sent off. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. Jabba Dabba Doo, good evening. Jim, good evening to you. Stephen says, I'll be watching this through my fingers. I think by the sounds of it, so will Billy. Stephen says, thank God for the Toon Review. Muted Sky, Aslick is at last. Thanks very much, Stephen. First time I've said it all season, but I take a point right now. Look, I think probably more important is we don't lose this game tonight, Billy. We just make a statement.
Yes, the point, I'd bite your hand off for a point right now. Arsenal are the best side in the country at the moment. The league table shows that. They're very, very good at home. They play a very good, nice attacking brand of football. We're going to have to be at our best today to get anything out of this game. Yeah. I'm very confident we can now.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Jody Boy says, hi, Danielle. Hope you're keeping well. Please come back. Paul says, evening, Paul and Billy. Hoping you're well and Happy New Year, everyone. I think Arsenal are in for a shock tonight. Strange ESM isn't starting, but all faith in the lads. Do you think, Eddie's looking at ASM now as obviously the rumours are going to kick off, Billy, about him, is he going to leave in the window and stuff like that? And is he not quite that Eddie Howe kind of player?
I think he wants him to get 90 minutes under his belt, but he just can't find the game to do it in. Yeah, I think he's certain to play against Sheffield Wednesday. And I think when we get a few more easy games, I say easy, obviously there's no easy games in the Premier League, but games that we're perceived that we should be winning quite easily, I think he'll be in. He should have played Saturday, in my opinion. Should have played Saturday.
And again, I mean, look, Sheffield Wednesday is coming up at the weekend. That might be a good game for him to play 90 minutes. Of course, Isak is back full training, Billy. We heard that this afternoon. That's also good news. He's kind of penciled in for Sheffield Wednesday. Now, that's whether that's from the start or whether it's from the bench. I would assume from the bench.
Yeah, you'd think so. You'd think you'd get half an hour at the end and just test him out. Maybe play a little bit longer in the next game, which is the Leicester game, I believe, isn't it? In the Cup.
Yeah.
Maybe start him in that game and just progress him on and get minutes in his legs. That's what he needs. Absolutely.
The big right hand has again come out with, I think he saves these Christmas cracker jokes just for the live shows, Billy, to be honest. He said, Paul, why did the prawn have to leave the dance floor and go home? Because he pulled a muscle. Dear me. Mike says, not many changes. I'm not surprised. Catherine, good evening. Dubravka is on the bench. Target's injury affects ESM starting. Burn doesn't overlap as much as Target, so I'm guessing that is why, says Stiff Gators.
Possible.
Solly won't be online all night, sharing a party with a couple of Arsenal fans and Chelsea fan on the Xbox, but throwing a like and showing support for this fantastic channel. Thank you very much, my friend. Woohoo, we have one impact sub. I wouldn't quite say that, Trolls. Come on. Positivity. Alice, good evening. Come on, Newcastle United. Spacebar says, yeah, I'm disappointed in that he comes straight in after his time in Mould Trafford. Well, look, we have to go with what Eddie thinks. You know, we don't know, what's been said behind the scenes between these two. And certainly what was said before he went out on loan. We just don't know. Well, Zinchenko is a little gimp. Interesting. Keith says, need people heavy on the battle around here. Absolutely. On the bottle, sorry. Battle. Come on, the Toon, says Colin, 2-1 win. Someone on Facebook says, evening, lads. A person who would have started Maxi to neutralise their right-hand side. Maxi playing would have stopped Arsenal pushing forward so much. Like the look of that what's his name again, Billy?
Varela.
Varela, that's him. Looks solid and skillful. Might be another Bruno. Keith, good evening to you. Strong team for us. Would show amazing intent if we win. Yes, it would. Guy says, good evening, chaps. Excited for tonight's game. Glad to see Wilson back. If the game was at home, Dubs would be getting stick from the fans, says Ian.
I don't think so.
I'm not so sure. I don't think we're like that as fans, to be honest, Ian. I do know what you're saying, but I don't think that would be the case, to be honest. Julie says, remember to click the like button and subscribe, of course. Get to 16K, click join too, and super chats are available with the $sign. Indeed, thank you, Julie. Stephen says he's not fussed on Cristiano, but if we use that loan loophole to keep our wage bill down, Klopp's face will be red enough to keep us warm all winter. Yeah, he won't be happy with that, will he? He won't be happy. Great to have 3 top keepers, says Ashley. Yes, we do have a good array of goalkeepers now. That's a certainty. Clive says if Eddie wants Isak to play in January, he is going to need to come to the bench soon. A lot of people had a feeling when they announced that he was back in training. A lot of people did say on social media that they thought he might have been on the bench tonight, and I just couldn't see it. No way. Calvin says, would have had Maxi on for Longstaff and put Big Joe in midfield. Otherwise, happy with the lineup. Midfield, Billy, we mentioned in the preview, is going to be a huge game, a huge part of this game tonight, and I think probably where the game's going to be won. So, are you confident in what Willock and Longstaff will give us, as opposed to having Big Joe in midfield?
Yeah, because I think they've got the legs. I think they've got the energy and the fitness and the legs on like the likes of Xhaka and Partey. Partey's a massive physical specimen, but he's not quick. He doesn't get around the pitch as much as what Willock and Longstaff do. So I think we've got a little bit of an advantage in midfield. If I'm honest, it's Odegaard that's the one we've got to watch. He really is dangerous. He's a great player.
Yeah, absolutely. I just hope that I hope Sean switched on from the start, Billy, because we know that Arsenal like to have a quick start. And we saw on a couple of occasions at the weekend that Sean can sometimes switch off for that brief second in midfield when he's got the ball. And, of course, when he's got the ball in midfield, that's the time that you just cannot switch off. And especially against a side like Arsenal, who are very similar to us in pressing.
Yeah, it's mirror image, isn't it? It's a mirror image of our side. That's why the battle is so interesting, I think. Yeah, Longstaff, I think it'll be okay. I think we've got to get on the press high early, stop them having their great starts, but they've been having lately. And yeah, get into that high press and put them under pressure from minute one, which we always do, don't we? Let's be honest. So
yeah,
I see no reason why we're changing.
Absolutely. Devon says, I don't fear Arsenal tonight, guys. Win or lose, we're loving the progress our club is making. John says, thoughts on Dubravka on the bench? Well, we've already discussed that. How got a problem with Maxi that he should be on the 11? Disgraceful, says Arturo. So he's thinking something else is going on. Richard meant that Rich says the leak goals, not lack goals. So, yeah, I mean, the centre backs, I mean, Gabriel, you know, they're not bad centre backs, Billy, but they are prone to a couple of sort of errors, aren't they?
Gabriel's clumsy, and Saliba, who before the World Cup looked an outstanding centre half, has had a few shaky moments since. So, yeah, they can be got out, I think, and I think we will get up.
We've got a £8.71 super chat from Geordie Boy. Thank you very much, Geordie Boy. Really appreciate that, my friend. Sky TV on volume off. Great show, lads. Thanks, Sean. Really appreciate that. Good evening to Mr. Gallant. Eddie Howe on Sky has just said no truth in the Ronaldo rumours. Well, that's what, of course, our Middle Eastern correspondent, Roy Caviani, said as well, that there is no truth in it at all. But then again, Eddie Howe is going to say that, isn't he? He's not going to say, oh, yeah, it's true. By the way, if we hit Champions League, Ronaldo's coming in next season. He wouldn't say that. So there you go. Hello, chat, says Paul. Barbara says, that was a bet I have on the bookies. I got odds of 3-1. Right. Okay. There you go. That makes sense. Defa says a Newcastle win. Ronaldo has said that his time in Europe is done anyway. Jabba Dabba says, I think we win 5-0. Botman, Trips, Wilson, hat-trick. God, you are optimistic, Jabba. I can't, listen, if that result comes off, mate, I mean, beers are on you, my friend, without a shadow of a doubt. It definitely is. Ashley It says having him on the bench helps show him on the TV to remind other teams that we've got him available. If we didn't, it wouldn't look good for selling. Ronaldo trying to justify his move in every other way than dirty cash is hilarious. Wonder if that gets so much attention. Jody Boy says, I just hope if we do lose, fans don't get on the team's backs. Yeah, I mean, there will be a few, obviously. We know there is. King Hoddle, good evening to you. I hope you're well. Come on, Newcastle, beat these scumbags and ease my suffering. Yes, we will try. I'm sure we will try. Eddie Howe just said there's no truth. Yeah, we know. Botman against Saka, Trippier versus Martin. There's some big battles out on that pitch tonight, Billy.
Yeah, it won't be Botman against Saka. It'll be Burn, won't it, on the right side.
Yeah.
But Saka does float all over the shop, and so does Martinelli. So we've got to be wary of that also. We can't afford to lose sight of those two for a minute because they do float around a bit. So, yeah, they're two lively wingers, aren't they? Two very lively wingers with all the skill in the world. It's going to be hard. It'll be hard keeping them out.
Indeed. Arsenal's second best defensive in the Premier League, only 14 goals. Well, who's the best, though? That would be us, Billy, wouldn't it?
Indeed, yes.
Indeedy do. Indeedy do. Catherine says, don't mind about Karius if he doesn't stay. Fair enough. He's not everybody's cup of tea, of course. Carlos, good evening to you. Mike says, can we remember our last loss in any form was against Liverpool? And that shouldn't have been. I'm confident here of a result and feel justified. Come on, boys. Yes. Stephen says, it looks like Arsenal against Arsenal by the Sky commentary. Well, there's a bloody surprise.
Well, Soles is there, so it's not just that. Soles is in there as well. So Soles, he's in the studio. So
yeah, but once the crack on about, he's not going to get a say, is he? But just turn them off and listen to us. David says Maxi should be starting. Mark and Danny, good evening. Richard says, how are the lads? Come on the Toon. I say we'll win 3-1. I've got bets on with Super 6. So they need to win. My two favorite YouTube, Paul and War Billy. Thanks very much, Richard. Appreciate that. Magpie says Dubs on the bench to drive up transfer price in negotiations seems pretty obvious. Good point. Tom Dixon, good evening to you. Steve says, evening all, just seen Arsenal's next 6 fixtures. 5 of the top 7 plus Everton. Tough run. Yeah, look, teams do have that, Billy, don't they, where they're going well, but they will eventually come up against a run of games where you will be tested. And this is certainly one for our team, Newcastle, tonight.
Yeah, we've not played Arsenal or West Ham in the run of fixtures, have we? The first half, they haven't played us or Man City, so that might give a little bit of a hollow feeling, a deceptive feeling to where they are on top of the league. They haven't played the two teams directly below them, so yeah, hopefully we can get something out of this tonight. I'm confident getting something out of it. I'll be honest.
Well, ask me after 15 minutes and I'll tell you how I'm feeling. Very difficult match, but my Magpie's heart told me we have to play our football. Poland division always on duty. Good evening to the Poland division. Arsenal fans on TalkSport all day saying we are going to get smashed. I hope we do them. I hope we do them. Honestly, I really do hope we win. I mean, I've got a few friends who are Arsenal fans, and they're very decent people, obviously, but some are very. I mean, it's been the thing with Arsenal over the years, Billy, where they have just had that expectancy and a bit too much expectancy, to be honest.
Yeah, they're very much like Arsenal and Liverpool in that respect, aren't they? But obviously, the late 80s and throughout the 90s and early 2000s, they had great sides, won championships galore. But they kind of get they think they deserve that now. They deserve their own right to win leagues. It's been that long since they've won it. Yeah, they're dying for it. I don't know. This is the biggest thing to them, and especially to beat Spurs. Spurs took their last Champions League spot from last year, so they're hurting them in Arsenal. They are a little bit deluded, but they've got a good side. You've got to give them credit.
Yeah. V for Vendetta says Longstaff's passing ability is very bad for a professional player. He has a great engine on him. My main issue is I've seen grassroots youngsters that can shoot better. Yeah, he hasn't had his shooting boots on for a while. I think it was the last goal he scored away at Watford.
He scored in the friendly, didn't he?
Yeah, but I mean,
league. I think he scored in the league this year. I'm sure he has. I'm sure he scored in the league this year. Sure he has.
I can't remember.
Maybe Fulham.
However, maybe's yes. Niall says, any news about players being linked? I did see Madison, Tielemans, and the Brighton midfielder who was the World Cup for Ecuador. Listen, Newcastle, I said in the video that I released earlier on today, we are going to get so many players linked to this club. It is going to be farcical at times. But that's just how it's going to work out when you've got a team with the money Newcastle United do have these days, even though they're not going to splash it out stupidly, Billy. We are going to be always up there, always linked to top quality players.
Indeed, it's probably the biggest project in world football at the moment is the Newcastle United project. Coming from where we have done with ambitious owners who want to win big trophies and not just your Carabao Cups, they want league titles, they want Champions League. So yeah, it's a huge project, and that's going to attract the best players that we should do in theory.
Yeah, absolutely. Barney says it's 50 years since we sold Supermac to Arsenal, and he scored a hat-trick for them in this fixture when they won 5-3. Payback time. That's a long time to wait for payback. It's 50 years, Barney. Sean Stevenson, thank you. Welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much for your support of the channel. That is really appreciated. You will also now go into the whatever draws we do in the next few weeks for members. Giveaways, of course. Any truth, rumor, Maxi is on the bench just to piss Stato off. There's a possibility. I mean, I don't think he'd be happy he's not playing. He did put him in his predicted lineup, didn't he? So he'd be disappointed.
I think we all did, didn't we? Oh, you didn't, did you?
No, I didn't. Oh, did I?
I don't know.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. How will the lads get into them? Says the clone lad. Detecting Durham 2022 says Newcastle 2, 2-1. Willock and Bruno come on the Toon. Willock needs to have a good game tonight, Billy. It's against his old team. I think he needs to go and really not so much make any sort of thing for Arsenal. Just say, look what you could have had. But for us, for Newcastle United, he needs to have a good game.
Yes, indeed. Willock's the creativity of those two, isn't he? The 2-8, so to speak. Longstaff's more of a 6/8, isn't he? But Willock's going to be really important tonight to get them on the back foot. He'll probably interchange with Joe Linton quite a bit as well, as he has been doing. Yeah, I think he's a good player, Willock, and I think the fact he is playing against Arsenal will spur him on. I'm sure he will.
Yeah, indeed. Barbara says she got odds of 40-1 for Newcastle to win the league. So if we lose this game, I think it will be much harder to accomplish. 40-1. I mean, it's quite low odds when you consider what Leicester were. I mean, was it 5,000-1, Billy, at some point, wasn't it?
Well, I think we'd have been close to that at the beginning of the season, I'm sure. Maybe 250, 400-1, something like that. I'm not sure. I didn't look.
Yeah. Ken says, hi, guys. Let's hope we are well up for it tonight and hoping for a 1 or 2-0 win and keep that defensive record going. I mean, that's that's what Pope and the back four will be wanting, isn't it? Another clean sheet.
Yeah, so will I for your fantasy team. Botman and Pope in there for me. They've been phenomenal this year, and Pope's going to have to play well tonight, I think. But I think he's the best keeper in the league at the minute, so why shouldn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Steve says, I'm going to be realistic tonight, and unfortunately, this is going to be our second defeat, 1-0. Well, Steve, how dare you? Very disappointing. Chinglish says, Bruno pushed up and Maxi out left with Willock dropped. We are a far better side. This will cost us, in my opinion. Grim says, I can't stand arseholes. Come on the Toon. Geordie Lad says, Trippier could get a match ban if he gets a yellow card. Look, I think we need to forget about the match bans. We need to forget about yellow cards. This happens. It happens to every club every season. Players get suspensions because of a build-up of yellow cards. They do, I think it's another 2 games, and then they get wiped out. So you never know. But
if they get booked tonight, do they miss the cup tie Saturday?
I don't know, Billy. I don't know.
No,
possibly.
There
is a possibility of that.
Yeah. And now the players on the pitch.
Yeah, Trippier won't be thinking, I best not go in for that tackle in case I get booked. That's not how Kieran Trippier will think.
Definitely not.
At all. So I wouldn't worry about that at all, to be honest. Players are now on the pitch, ready to rock. And we are all ready to rock, of course, here at the Toon Review. Billy, obviously, if you kick off before me, if you just pause it.
Yeah, I'm going to pause it.
Remember, guys, please do not put any spoilers in the comments until me and Billy have commentated on it. You may be ahead of us if you're watching on Sky, but there is a lot of people don't have Sky and just listen to us for the game. So please do not put any spoilers in or the mods will remove you, which we don't want at all. We don't want that happening. Just enjoy the game, enjoy the commentary. Pause your TV if you like. You can pause Sky nowadays, so pause it and wait for us to kick off. I've got Arsenal in the huddle at the minute, Billy.
I'm just on the centre circle, so we're not far away. And one of the key points is we need to keep our discipline tonight. Very important.
Yeah, indeed. Absolutely, 100%. No doubt about it. But it's a big game as Newcastle just break from their huddle. Billy, I'll tell you when we've kicked off on mine. So if you all want to pause yours until I say, and we're off, and then you can be level with us.
Nearly had me then.
It looks like it's lashing down again, Billy, at the Emirates.
I can't tell on pause at a minute.
Yeah. Right. We're almost ready. And we're off. Here we go, guys and girls. This is the big one. Newcastle United away at the Emirates. What a statement this would be if we can grab a victory here tonight. I'll be bouncing. Honestly, I won't deny it. I'll be bouncing. Long ball from Newcastle immediately played up just over hit for Callum Wilson. It's back with Ramsdale at the moment, who, of course, is battling with Nick Pope and, of course, Mr. T-Rex Arms for that number 1 jersey. Oh, that's a bad kick out by Ramsdale, but he gets away with it. Partey came in there. Well, sorry, Partey on the ball now. And Nketiah was quick to win that ball, Billy, because if he wasn't, we were in there.
Yes, we were.
Terrible
Very
kick.
shaky from Ramsdale.
As Fabian Schär puts in a strong challenge on Eddie Nketiah just to make sure that Nketiah knows that we are there. We are around and we're going to hunt you down. Terrible throw from Arsenal. Longstaff goes down and wins a free kick for Newcastle United. That's what we want to see from Sean, Billy. Very, very strong, very positive, winning the ball. And get at Xhaka, because we know if you get at Xhaka, he gets angry, he gets annoyed, he makes mistakes.
Immediately, he was straight on the referee's case, wasn't he, Xhaka? He didn't see it as a foul, did he? So,
yeah.
If you can get in his head early doors, then it's got to be good for us, because he's a good player, Xhaka, when he's not.
So it's going to be Kieran Trippier to whip this free kick in, hopefully into the Arsenal penalty area, and give him hell very early doors here. In comes the free kick now from Trippier. Not a bad one, but it's cleared by the Arsenal. Comes back to Sean Longstaff. Longstaff turns and decides his best option is to go back to Nick Pope. But their offside flag is up against Newcastle anyway. Well, you can't really sum 2 minutes of this game up, can you? Because it's just nothing. Rachel says, Paul's ahead of my BT about 20 seconds, so no spoilers. Well, Rachel, you are a mod. You see any spoilers, you remove them. Just pause Sky till Paul catches us. Simple, says Carlos. Indeed, it's very easy to do. You've got a pause button on your remote. Just pause it, and then away you go. It's definitely wet at the Emirates, says Jim. Well, Newcastle will be sick of playing in the rain, but hopefully we put on a better performance in the rain than we did the other night against Leeds first half anyway. We were much better second. But Arsenal have the ball. Gabriel again, looking a bit flimsy under pressure. Partey now plays a ball through. It's a great ball. Arsenal in with a chance. Xhaka couldn't take it. This is Martinelli. He curls it in, and Ketty is there. It comes loose, and it's hammered away. I think it was Bruno that got the clearance for Newcastle. Martinelli again on the ball. Newcastle appealing for a handball. It's 6s and 7s. Odegaard with a left foot volley, and it goes over the bar. But my God, it was like tennis in there, Billy. It was all over the place. It was like a pinball machine.
It was, and no one took control of the situation, did they? They had a couple of lucky ricochets. First off, one off Trippier went straight to Nketiah. Then Ben White's sliced clearance stayed in place somehow.
I thought Bruno cleared that, but it was Ben White's left foot.
Trippier won the ball again, and it ricocheted into Martinelli, and it ended up with a volley over the bar. So got away with a little bit there.
Yeah, a little bit sleepy there, Newcastle. Just panicking when we're trying to clear it. We don't want to do that because, Arsenal will pick up on that. They're like sharks, aren't they? They'll pick up on any scent of blood, as we will as well. Now, Miggy has the ball now on the right-hand side. He brushes Partey off, but Partey does well to stick a leg out and win the ball. And it's back to Ramsdale, who picks the ball up. Questionable back pass, I'm not too sure. Anyway, Ramsdale has the ball now. Callum Wilson doing his normal thing, just standing outside the box and making Ramsdale work for his goal kick. But Arsenal do like to play out. He decides to throw it out. It's a dodgy throw again, but again, we just don't get these balls running for us the last few games, to be honest. Good tackle there by Trippier, appealing for the throw-in. He's not going to get it. But again, Ramsdale throwing it pretty much straight up the middle of the pitch, and the bounce goes Arsenal's way. Very annoying.
Happened on Saturday with Leeds, well, didn't it? And again.
Absolutely. And again there. That's a good tackle by Sven Botman, and he gets back. But now it's Saka on the right for Arsenal, going up against Dan Burn. Joe Linton's back there to help him, but Saka gets round Dan Burn very easily, and a great save from Nick Pope, and a clearance from Longstaff with his head. He did very well there because Xhaka was right on him. It's back with Partey now. This is a very, very dodgy start from Newcastle, it's fair to say. Saka just waltzed around Dan Burn there for fun. Martinelli, and a chance for Xhaka! Blocked again brilliantly by Willock. We are all over the shop right now. Eventually, Dan Burn brings it away, plays it up to Callum Wilson. Wilson back to Dan Burn. Burn plays it up again to absolutely nobody. We are really under the cosh here early doors. Gabriel for Arsenal. Playing it back now to Thomas Partey. Partey goes to Ben White. Arsenal camped in the Newcastle half at the minute. Saka touches it back to Odegaard. Back to Partey. Back to Odegaard. Arsenal getting all the ball here at the moment. Newcastle just need to settle and play the way into the game. Zinchenko now for Arsenal. Turns. Rolls it back now. Saliba touches it back to Ben White. Back to Saliba. He goes back across to Gabriel. Gabriel now for Arsenal brings it forward. He's got Thomas Partey in support. Uses him right on the centre circle. Back to Gabriel. Just a little bit of interchanging between Partey and Gabriel here. There's only them two on the pitch at the minute. Good pressing by Miggy though.
Press.
Miggy pressing down Ramsdale. It has to go to Saliba on the other side. He plays a ball up to Odegaard. Odegaard's turned and had to go back to Saliba. Good pressure by Newcastle. That's better.
Another
again. Botman trying to get it. Saka, he's away. He's got Ben White on the right. He's got Martinelli on the left. Martinelli now steaming into the box. Plays it through to Xhaka into the side of the net. And Arsenal, as expected, Billy, are right on their game from the word go.
We're under the pump big time here, and it's all down to Bukayo Saka. He's caused us all sorts of problems. He's waltzed around Burn as if he wasn't there once. Now he's cutting side and set up a chance for Martinelli and Xhaka. He's the danger man. We need to clamp down on him pretty sharpish, I think.
Yeah, just over hit that, wasn't it, by Martinelli playing the ball down for Xhaka, which meant he ended up having to stretch, but Nick Pope was right out there. But this is a very, very dodgy start at the minute for Newcastle. Arsenal are out to prove a point. They've played some fantastic stuff in the opening 10 minutes so far of Arsenal. Newcastle just haven't been in the game at all at the moment. They need to get the foot on the ball. They need to start knocking it around, or else we're in trouble here. Martinelli again for Arsenal on the left-hand side. He's got Zinchenko now. Nowhere to go for Zinchenko, but back to Gabriel. Gabriel brings it forward for the Arsenal. Again, that's better pressing by Newcastle United. Just cutting the passing lanes out. Zinchenko again. He's going to have to go into Partey. Partey now for Arsenal. Plays it through. Nice little ball, that. Xhaka cuts inside to Martinelli. Martinelli looked for the quick ball to Eddie Nketiah, but it was brilliantly intercepted by Shea. Trippier plays it long towards Longstaff. Longstaff not even near it. Bruno, first touch of the game for him, and he's caught very late by Xhaka. And that's what Xhaka will do. He will put his foot in. He's not frightened to do so. And rough the Brazilian up, Billy. Which it was high tackle, wasn't it?
That's a yellow card all day long.
Well, yeah, but we know it's Arsenal, isn't it? So against any other team, Xhaka was probably booked there. 85% possession for Arsenal so far, and already 5 attempts. Wow. But I don't think they've had any on target yet. But we need to get a foothold here, and we've got a free kick now, which Trippier is going to take. Again, Arsenal holding a reasonably high line.
No, I was offside there, I think.
Yeah, looked it. Flicked on by Shea. The offside flag hasn't gone up, interestingly. That would have been an opportunity. Miggy's gone all the way back to get the ball, tells Trippier to get off it, leave it to me. But I think his only option is Nick Pope. So he knocks it back to Thou Holy One, and he launches one upfield looking for the left-hand side. That's a good flick on. Unfortunately, it drifts out of play. Newcastle claiming a throw-in. Longstaff is furious. Nick Pope is furious. They thought they should have had the throw-in there, Billy.
I've got to be honest, didn't look that way to me from looking here.
Yeah. Interesting. But no goals yet inside the first 10 minutes, guys. Where was a disallowed goal? There hasn't been a disallowed goal. So...
Oh, they're getting through the press quite easily, aren't they?
Yeah. They've done the homework, definitely, here, Arsenal. Odegaard again pulling the strings here. Good interception by Willock. But again, the second ball. And Willock gets it again, and is flattened by Partey. And you know what it is? Arsenal, they're going to play a rough game if they have to. And Partey is certainly one. That's why, Billy, I was mentioning about playing Big Joe in midfield, because he would give Partey a rougher time than maybe a Willock and Longstaff would.
And Joe Linton's not been in the game at all as yet, has he? I don't think he's
not out on the left. Well, we've never had the ball, to be honest, to give it to him. Levi says, greetings to the #1 community on YouTube. I prefer watching and listening to you than watching a pirate stream in Albanian. Well, thank you very much. Some of these comments you just never think you'll get, Billy. Anyway, here's Bruno now moving forward for Newcastle United. He's got Xhaka to deal with. Rolls it out to the right-hand side now with Trippier. Trippier's got an overlap from Miggy. Miggy, as my stream just delayed there slightly, but we're back with Bruno. He's got Trippier on the right. He rolls it into Miggy on the inside on his left foot. Miggy plays it across to Big Dan Burn. He's got a stretch for this, though. It's a bit of an overhit ball. Joe Linton goes back to Sven Botman. Botman now goes across to Fabian Schär. At last, Newcastle getting a little bit of the ball, which is good to see, because we need to. We need to get a few kicks and a few attacks in this game that we haven't had in the first 10 minutes, to be honest. We've been overrun, but we're knocking it around quite nicely here, to be honest. And it's with Fabian Schär. He goes back to Dan Botman. We're taking our time, Billy, just getting our foot on the ball, knocking it around, making Arsenal work to get it back.
That's good. That's good football.
It is. Fabian Schär now brings it over the halfway line for Newcastle United. One of those drives from Fabian into Callum Wilson. Controls it nicely. Wilson looks up and hits it. And it's unfortunately straight at Aaron Ramsdale. But that is better, Billy.
Much better. Taking this thing out of the game. And now the press is on again now.
I mean, that's what you get with Callum Wilson. He just looks up straight away and shoots, doesn't he? I mean, he's that type of striker, which we badly missed, to be honest. But Arsenal have the ball back. Zinchenko now into Partey. But, the game has started to settle down a little bit now from Arsenal's pretty breathtaking start, if we're honest. But both teams now going at it And again, we're pressing well there. Trippier winning the ball
played.
back. Brilliant football from Newcastle. Now Bruno pushing forward. He's got Partey to deal with. Rolls it out to Longstaff. Longstaff went for the 1-2, but unfortunately intercepted. Comes back to Almiron now for Newcastle. Plenty overlapping on the right-hand side, including Trippier here. Trippier now plays a little dink ball in for Miggy. I think it's just overhit and will skid off the surface and go behind for a goal kick. But we've definitely improved now, Billy, last 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Got a little bit of a foothold in the game. Look a bit more confident now. We're setting up high up the pitch again now for this goal kick. The last couple of times we was let on play, but this time there's 3 men in within 5 yards of the ball, and I've gone back to Ramsdale and he's going to hoof it. Why didn't he do that straight from his kick? Ridiculous.
Yeah. Levi, we can't show any live graphics on the channel, mate. If we could, we would. But I'm not taking the risk with any license issues or anything like that, especially with the Premier League. It is very difficult. We do have a live score. You've got live commentary, and you've got little graphics on the screen there. To be honest, we don't want to do anything else and risk being fined or anything like that. Because when it comes to the Premier League, you can easily pick up fines and get your channel disciplined and things like that. We're not prepared to do that.
Well
very
played.
high foot by bed. A great play by Joe Linton. Now Bruno for Newcastle brings it forward, swings it out to the left, to the right where Kieran Trippier is, makes his way halfway inside the Arsenal half. He's got to run in from Miggy here. Look for Longstaff. Miggy turns. He's got 3 Arsenal players to deal with. Gets round one. Great play by Miggy to the byline. Cross comes in. Can Willock or Joe Linton get on the end of it? No, they can't. But much better. This from Newcastle. Well, Fabian Schär didn't get the bounce. And now Saka going the other way for Arsenal. He's got Martinelli. He's got Saka and also Odegaard up for... He goes all the way to the byline. He cuts back onto his right. Brilliant play from Saka. And Xhaka has totally faffed up the shot. Thank Christ for that. But
it was Nketiah,
Saka's going to keep it in. Was it?
It was Nketiah, yeah.
Oh, yes, it was Nketiah. Saka's on the other side. I do apologise. Thomas Partey now swings it left to Zinchenko. Arsenal with a bit of pressure of their own now. Zinchenko. Kieran Trippier just says, come on, then go past us if you can. Zinchenko decides not to. Plays the ball in. Botman clears. Straight to Partey, though. Comes out to Gabriel. Across to Saliba. Back to Gabriel now. We're back on the halfway line. Newcastle have pushed Arsenal back. The ball comes forward again. And Saka's in acres of space on the right-hand side here. I'm not sure what Newcastle were doing there. Odegaard to the byline and good defending again. And Newcastle United have they won a goal kick? I'm not sure. What Odegaard's shouting at the line. How is Saka allowed that much space? That's poor from Dan Burn, to be honest.
I'm not sure how much space Odegaard's got. No one's with him at all, are they?
No.
It's a corner ball, I think.
Looks like a corner to me. It did hit Odegaard, but after it went out,
I think
we got lucky there and got a goal kick, Billy.
Yeah, I think we did. Burnley's definitely struggling on that left flank, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's struggling badly. That's twice now. Saka has really got the better of him, and he's got to watch that run because I don't want him pushing forward if it leaves gaps like that for Saka, because he'll kill you. Anyway, we have the ball on the left now with Joe Willock. Willock cuts back inside, rolls it back to Dan Burn. It's a poor pass. It's all the way back into the Newcastle half now with Sven Botman. Botman just looks up and pings the left foot. What a ball that is to Trippier. Trippier takes it beautifully. Miggy now in a bit of space. Round about 30 yards out. Rolls it into Bruno. Bruno has got Trippier again on the right-hand side. He's got an overlapping run from Sean Longstaff. Doesn't use him. Goes back to Miggy on his left foot. Miggy turns. If he turned quicker there, it might have been a shot. He's done really well to get it out to Joe Linton now on the left. Joe Linton cuts back in. He's going to the byline. He's got Willock in support. Joe Linton wins a corner for Newcastle. Good stuff, this, Billy. It's end-to-end all of a sudden, isn't it?
It's a fantastic game of football, isn't it? Just what we thought it would be.
Two of the best teams in the Premier League going hammer and tongue. Arsenal definitely had the better first 10 minutes, but now it's end-to-end stuff. Newcastle have pressed and shown that they're willing to attack Arsenal as well, Billy, and we're not frightened to do so.
Absolutely. And set pieces could be a big thing. I think we've got the edge in the air and in the box. Big Dan Burns there.
Absolutely.
Being marked by Zinchenko, strange enough.
Yeah, I mean, Ramsdale, obviously standing next to Dan Burn, doesn't look that tall, does he? But then again, next to Dan Burn, nobody looks tall. But Trippier's going to whip this this corner in with his right foot. Very, very good opportunity here for Newcastle United. It needs to be a good corner, though. We need to be better with set pieces than we were on Friday night. It's a brilliant corner, and the header from Fabian Schär is over the bar. I'm not sure whether the referees give a free kick or anything there, but it was a beautiful corner from Trippier right onto the 6-yard box. And it was kind of behind Fabian Schär. But now Arsenal coming the other way. But look at that defender by Sven Botman. I mean, he's just a Rolls Royce, that kid. He really is. Wonderful stuff. But was that Longstaff, actually? It might have been.
Well, I'm showing him, so I guess it must have been.
Indeed.
But why Willock let the ball run under his foot there was a bit disconcerting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell of a pass. Oh, over hit.
Yeah. The passes have got to be precise tonight, or else they're just going to skid off the surface and disappear into the sunset. Arteta screaming at his players there. He didn't like what he's just seen there. Daniil says commentary is class. Thank you very much, Daniil. Really appreciate that. Trippier's going to take the throw in for Newcastle midway through our own half. Again, we look static here. Trippier's sort of looking around. Who's available? Schär eventually goes up to Callum Wilson, just bounces off him slightly there. Just couldn't control it. Skidded very quickly off the surface. But look how we're getting into them now, Billy, as opposed to the first 10 minutes. You know, we're not letting them settle on the ball now, and that's quite obvious. And we've made them make a mistake there, and it's gone out for a Newcastle throw-in on the midway, on the halfway line. So good press in that.
Yeah, so enforced error that from Zinchenko. He didn't need to do that. Gives us the ball back on the halfway line.
Yeah, and of course, he is prone to a few ricks, as Trippier makes a beautiful pass back to Sven Botman. Botman just calmly rolls the ball into the feet of Joe Willock now. Willock back to Botman. Arsenal are pressing him, but again, no panic from Botman. Swings a left foot pass out all the way, looking for Miggy on the left. A brilliant ball again, forcing Zinchenko to head the ball out. And just world-class passing that is from our Rolls-Royce centre-back, Billy.
Indeed. He's got it all, hasn't he? He's remained calm in the face of some pretty frantic attacking from Arsenal.
Yeah,
we're coming back into the game now.
Newcastle through Longstaff. Trying to get the ball to Miggy, but overhit that. Got way too much on that throw at Arsenal. Partey gets around Willock very nicely. Rolls it into Saka now. Saka will fancy a run at Dan Burn, but Joe Linton comes across and says, no, you don't, sunshine. Partey rolls it out to Zinchenko now. Zinchenko out to Martinelli on the left-hand side. Martinelli has got Almiron and Trippier to deal with. Rolls it back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko then goes cross-field again. Saka in loads of space. Dan Burn getting sucked in for some reason. I'm not sure why, but he's done well. Yeah, and it goes out for a throw-in. But it's a bit worrying, Billy, the fact that he's getting sucked in and he's leaving Saka in so much space because he's giving Saka time to bring the ball down and have a run at him.
Yeah, but he's not a left back, is he? And like Alex has said a few times, he just plays like a third centre half at times.
Yeah.
He's maybe too far in field for that to happen. Trouble here,
Absolutely.
maybe.
That's the holy ones, and he claims the ball, looking for a quick delivery, but he hangs on to it instead. No need to rush. Gives it to Botman. Botman, right on his own penalty spot here, swings it right to Fabian Schär. Schär's got plenty of time to clear this ball, rolls it up the line. Miggy tried to dummy it for Callum Wilson. It was picked up by Zinchenko. Thomas Partey now for Arsenal. Pressed by Willock and by Wilson. Rolls it to Gabriel. Gabriel will bring it forward, rolls it back to Partey. These two have played. I wonder how many times they've played a 1-2 in this first 20 minutes, Bill. A lot, I would say. A lot.
Unbelievable. Brighton one up at Everton, by the way, and Fulham one up at Leicester.
Everton, dear me. Especially after getting a draw at the Emirates.
That's a foul, ref. That's got to be a foul.
Joe Linton's gone down. The referee has eventually stopped play for a head injury. I'm pretty sure Joe Linton just got kicked in the head there, Billy.
Yeah, and he didn't give a foul for it. Absolutely pathetic. And he's in the air as well.
Replay.
He's headbutted him, actually.
Yeah, it's a headbutt, yeah.
It's a free kick, whatever it is.
Well, I don't think he gave it, did he? It's Ben White, of course. Okay, guys, we got over 950 watching. A fantastic view. And again, guys, thank you very much for joining us. So please do hit that like button if you're enjoying the stream. And of course, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, please do also hit that subscribe button. Free to do so. And of course, you can hit the notification bell as well, which will let you know when we go live, upload, or we schedule a show in. And you can donate to the Toon Review if you do so wish by hitting that $sign at the bottom of the live comments. So thank you in advance for that. We just got to stop it here because of the injury to Joe Linton. Of course, a head injury they'll take no chances with, especially if there's any slight hint of concussion, Billy.
Yeah, and this is a bit concerning because if he is deemed to be having concussion, he has to go off, and we don't want that, do we? Not with Joe Linton.
No. Because Joe Linton may well be needed in midfield, certainly later on in the game, I would say.
Mm.
He looks okay. I think he's just a bit dazed, but he looks okay. Just a little bump on the head, he says.
Amazed it wasn't a free kick. Amazed.
Mm. Lee Kelly, all the best for the new year, lads. And to you, Lee, thank you very much. Loving the stream. Fantastic commentary, says David. Thank you very much as well. Martinelli is rapid on the left as well, says Foxy. Indeed, he is. We have to be aware of that. Which I think they've used the right-hand side more than the left, to be honest. They've certainly...
That's a hell of a pass, that is.
Oh, that's a great pass. And Nketiah, brilliant from Fabian Schär. And, of course, Pope can pick the ball up because it was indeed a tackle. Awesome tackle, that, by Fabian Schär. And Nick Pope now goes long looking for the runner, Callum Wilson. Can Wilson get a flick on? He leaves it. Joe Linton is quickly onto it, but the referee's blown for a foul by Callum Wilson.
Taking a piss there. He was clean in as well.
Yeah, he didn't really jump for the ball, Wilson. He just sort of rolled the defender away. But that's exactly what Wilson will give you, isn't it? He'll give you that, and he'll give the centre-backs real hassle. You certainly know you've been in a game against Callum Wilson. That's a certainty. Anyway, here's Ben White, the full-back for Arsenal. Rolls it down the line to Bukayo Saka. He's got Dan Burn for company. And lays it into Thomas Partey now for Arsenal. Partey just takes his time on the centre circle. Beautiful ball, but well intercepted that by Dan Burn. He read that very well. The ball into Saka. Joe Linton, he's just lost. He doesn't look right, Billy.
No.
He didn't look right when he got that ball there. He was really slow. And now Saka down the right-hand side for Arsenal. Willer coming back to help out Dan Burn. Rolls it in Odegaard. Back to Saka, but that's going to roll behind. Good defending by Dan Burn. Just held Saka up for that brief couple of seconds.
Indeed.
He got his way. The ball to roll out.
Yes, that's more like from Dan Burn. He got himself in between Saka and the ball and just let it run out for a goal kick. That's more like it.
Are you concerned about Joe Linton, Billy? Because when he got that ball there, he just didn't seem to realise he had the ball.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm a little bit concerned. Yeah, he does look not quite at it, does he, at the moment?
Mm. We'll see. We'll see how the next 5 minutes go. Thank you, guys. We're now over 15,800 subscribers. That is incredible. Thank you so much. We are now only 197 away, Billy, from that magical 16,000. So thank you so much. Share the channel with everybody, guys. If you don't have to be a Newcastle fan to be part of the channel either. A lot of fans from other clubs are subscribed because they love the football banter on the channel. So thank you very much to everybody who is subscribed tonight as well. And keep it going. If you're new, just hit that button. Arsenal take a free kick quickly. Partey now out to Ben White on the right-hand side. He's got Joe Linton for company. Rolls it to Saka. Saka skips inside. Good play by Joe Linton, though, covering for Dan Burn because Saka was away again there, Billy. It is a worry, I have to say. It is a worry. Botman goes right-footed now up towards Callum Wilson. Partey wins it and plays it across to Zinchenko on the left-hand side. Coming up for 25 minutes gone here at the Emirates. 0-0 still at the moment. And it's with Zinchenko again. Turns, lays it to Martinelli on the left-hand side now. Oh, he had Nketiah there, but again, Fabian Schär brilliantly reads the game and really does push Newcastle up the field there with a brilliant sliding tackle. But we're coming back again now with Bukayo Saka down the right-hand side. Saka, they're doubling up on him now because Joe Linton's coming back. Again, great reading of the game by Trippier. Trippier now slips as he tried to pass that ball, but we get it back now with Joe Linton. Joe Linton into Wilson, and he's pushed, and it wins a free kick. Great play from Callum, that. Superb. And that's exactly what we don't get with a certain Chris Wood. We don't get that kind of, toughness and, ability to hold the ball up like that. Arteta's getting talking to by the fourth official at the minute.
He's very animated tonight, Arteta. It's not usually like this, is he? He's turned bloody Jurgen Klopp.
Well, I mean, he's learned from Guardiola, hasn't he, to be fair? I mean, he's still going at the fourth official here. He's got to be careful. He's getting dragged away by his coaches. I mean, I'll tell you what, it must be a Spanish thing, Billy, because they don't have wear tight trousers, these Spanish managers. Arteta and Guardiola. Unbelievable. I couldn't get away with it. Long ball from Newcastle, free kick. Wilson is in there. It's bouncing around. It's cleared by Arsenal. Nketiah's header goes absolutely nowhere. And what was Cher doing there? Just couldn't get the ball under control. And Ketia, well, that was a dive in my opinion. And there is a booking for Bruno. That was a dive by Nketiah, Billy. I saw that a mile away.
Ridiculous. He's given a yellow card for that. We've had headbutts on players.
Right, let's see if this was a dive.
No, he has caught it.
Well, it's not a yellow card offence, Billy. Never in a million years.
Definitely not a yellow card offence, no. Absolutely not.
That's a shocking decision from the referee. Well, there you go. Typical, isn't it? Anyway, here we go again now with Xhaka for Arsenal. Pushes it down the line to Martinelli. Martinelli's got Trippier and Almiron to deal with. And the two of them come out with the ball. Trippier rolls it back to Almiron now. He's just got to get rid of the ball, and indeed does. All the way up towards Callum Wilson, who again is giving Gabriel a rough
come on,
time.
Gabriel.
Oh!
That's bollocks. He hasn't even touched
Wilson
in there.
is going to be yellow carded, and
He's made a right meal of that. He's made a proper meal of that.
Yeah, it's Saliba that's gone down. I mean, it was absolutely...
Has he touched him?
I'm not sure he's caught him at all. It was one of them where I think he's just hit the bottom of his foot, hasn't he?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, maybe he's not. But you know VAR look at this, won't you? I mean, it's a yellow card. That's it's a high challenge at the end of the day. But there you go. We need to stop these silly little bookings because it could come back to haunt us. There's nothing wrong with Saliba. He's up. He's fine. And I'm pleased there. He didn't even get the trainer on. He just got up and got on with it. But obviously, it was a yellow card. It was a painful one, actually. Gabriel looked like he was going to take the free kick. He leaves it for Partey and gives it out to Zinchenko. Back to Gabriel. Gabriel bringing it forward now for Arsenal. Newcastle just stay in their formation. Stay disciplined. Bruno on the back of Partey.
Oh, go on. Ben
White took the heavy touch. Joe Linton wins it back brilliantly for Newcastle and puts them on the attack now. Joe Linton. Now he's going to have to run at Ben White. Can he get past Ben White? He can't, but it is a throw into Newcastle. Much better from Newcastle. Pressing, winning the ball back, and immediately going on the attack. That's what we want to see from the Toon tonight.
They identified White as the weak link, didn't they? That was the key
clearly.
Oh, it's a terrible throw from Burn.
Yeah, not a good throw. He hasn't had a good half, Dan Burn here at all.
Booked for that as well.
Yeah, that's a bad.
No, he's not.
I think he's going to have a word. I mean, he looked like he was going to book him there. And Arteta thinks it should have been a booking. Of course he should. Just go and put some more hair gel on, will you, and shut your face. I mean, it's a brief coming together.
It's a good foul to give, to be honest.
And but I don't like the Arsenal player looking at the referee saying, give him a yellow card, Billy. I'm not happy with that at all, to be fair. Anyway, the ball's with Dan Burn now. Rolls it into Willock. Plays it back to Botman. Botman goes back to Nick Pope. His holy one just rolls it out to Fabian Schär to start a Newcastle attack. 5 attempts still only for Arsenal and 2 now for Newcastle, with 1 each on target. And Schär almost tried to thread the needle there, didn't he? What a ball that would have been. Anyway, here's Partey again for Arsenal. Rolls it back to Saliba. Saliba across to Gabriel. Coming up to the half-hour mark at the Emirates. Still Arsenal 0, Newcastle United 0. Live here on the Toon Review commentary. It's Partey now. Goes back to Gabriel. Gabriel, again, back to Partey. They just can't seem to get anywhere at the moment. Back to Gabriel. Gabriel brings it forward. Rolls it to Zinchenko. He goes back inside to Partey. Goes back to Gabriel. They just can't get forward here, Billy. We're just denying they can't. They're trying to thread the pass. They're looking for the killer pass. It's not there.
Gabriel just can't make it. Yeah, just can't make the dreams come true, can he?
Oh, dear. Well, I expected him to play with a patch on tonight, Billy, to be honest, but he hasn't. Oh, dear.
He's not ready to rise again. He's not ready to rise again.
He's certainly not. Let's move on. Anyway, it's with Partey again. These 3 are still just knocking it around, guys, if you want to go and make a cup of tea or something, because I think it's these 3 of playing Newcastle United. It's a bit ridiculous. And I think the fans will get a bit restless after a while with this, because it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the 3 of them must have the ball there for 3 minutes or more. It's with Martinelli now. Anyway, he's gone inside to Nketiah. Nketiah, he's a lively little one, isn't he?
Always been a fan.
Yeah, well, you have, yeah. Zinchenko now. He's got Martinelli in support. Wilson is trying to cut the ball out. Arsenal just can't go anywhere here. And this will make the Arsenal fans restless. Xhaka plays a ball in, good covering from Dan Burn, but it comes straight back to Zinchenko now for Arsenal. Zinchenko moving forward. Ian Fleming, thank you for your £5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Who is having it the best of it so far? I think it's probably Arsenal, I would say, overall. But
marginally.
Yeah, they haven't really threatened since around the 8th minute of the game, where they had a blistering start, but we've definitely come back more into it. But Arsenal definitely having more possession the last 5 or 6 minutes, but not really doing anything with it. And again, Fabian Schär. Now, why isn't that a yellow card? That's got to be a booking. Thank you, referee. Deliberate pull of the shirt. Shut your face and Nketiah. You deserve it. You plum.
Always been a twat, honestly.
Look, he grabs his shirt. Of course it's a yellow card. You bell end. My God, come on. And he walks away looking disgusted. You should be disgusted with yourself, son. Because the way he plays, Billy, he's very much a live wire, and him on a booking is also a good thing for us.
Yeah, he's very much on the edge, isn't he?
Here's Joe Linton now, right on the left-hand side. Lovely little back heel to Willock. Willock now cuts back inside. He's got Joe Linton support. It was a terrible ball for Joe Linton, but he wins it back brilliantly, Big Joe. And he's got the ball at the byline. The ball comes in low. It's cleared away by the Arsenal. And Nketiah now going again with Sven Botman this time. And Botman comes out on top. There's no way he was getting through Botman there. Absolutely no chance. Schär rolls it into Willock. It's a poor pass, to be honest. Saka now gives it to Xhaka. Spreads it wide for Martinelli. He's going up against Kieran Trippier. Longstaff comes back to help out there. Now Odegaard for Arsenal. Joe Linton wins the ball back.
Bollocks. That's absolute fucking nonsense. Oh, look at him.
That's gone rolling around the floor. Absolutely.
What a tosser.
Head. Shot from Rose Ed, referee. Right in the middle of the head. Why the hell have you gone down rolling around like a prick? What a pansy. He got the ball, for Christ's sake. Honestly, this is absolutely ridiculous again. Why do we always get these bell-end referees when we go away to these big grounds, Billy? Honest to God. Unbelievable shit.
The referee's brother once did us wrong against Sunderland many years ago, did he? Do you remember?
Mm.
Bobby Madley.
Oh, God, how don't we forget Bobby Madley, yeah? Odegaard suddenly all right to take the free kick, of course, without needing any treatment. The bullet obviously missed all his main arteries, Billy, because he's up again quite easily.
Shocking decision by the referee. I hope he doesn't come back to haunt us this one.
Well, it's going to be Odegaard to take this free kick. It's curled in. It's a header! Just drops wide. I think Nick Pope was beaten there, Billy. He sort of looked and gave up, and Gabriel's header drops wide of the post. Holy hell's teeth.
It's a good free kick, to be fair.
It looked like he was resigned to that dropping in the bottom corner.
Oh, Schär's got hold of him as well, you know.
He has, I know. Ooh, that wasn't far away, my
close.
God. Michael Marsden, good evening. Hope you're well. Of course, spoke to Michael earlier on the phone. Thank you for joining the stream, Michael. Chippers is wondering if Lee Harvey Oswald is in the crowd when Arsenal players go down. Yeah, you would think that, wouldn't you? It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, Nick Pope is going to take the goal kick for Newcastle United. Still goalless here after 35 minutes at the Emirates. And it's a long pump from Nick Pope trying to find Callum Wilson. Nketiah now having a run. He's got Longstaff and Almiron. Rolls it back to Zinchenko. Arsenal certainly seen a lot more of the ball again, Billy. Partey now for Arsenal. Oh, there's a surprise. He's passed it to Gabriel. I never thought that would happen. It's only about the 14th, 15th time it's happened, if not more. Zinchenko back to Gabriel.
He's there again if he wants it.
Yeah, I know. But instead he rolls it to Nketiah, who goes down. I'm not sure whether he slipped or whether he tried to win a free kick there, but he just gets straight up, doesn't even look at the referee. Long ball. Joe Linton underneath it. Yep. Wilson and Joe Linton competing for the same ball. Oh, that's a terrible ball by Zinchenko. And Newcastle on the attack here with Callum Wilson. Joe Linton on the overlap. Joe Linton looks to cut them back onto his left. He's got to the byline. Oh, and Wilson tried to get there. It's cleared only just in the penalty spot, and then it is going to end up in the arms of Aaron Ramsdale. And what a terrible ball that was from Zinchenko. Arsenal again survived from terrible play now from the back. And we
well
win it
played.
back. That's not a free kick.
And now he's holding his leg again. That's absolute bollocks. Absolute bollocks. Referee, you need to take a look
This
at
is
yourself.
ridiculous, man.
That's a fantastic tackle.
How many times are we going to win this football? You absolute monstrosity of a referee. Give me freaking strength, man. That's not, he turned into Miggy.
Didn't know he was there, did he?
How is it a foul?
No foul there. And of course, Xhaka's rolling around like he's been shot again.
It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's nothing wrong with Xhaka, man. Look at him. He's not even limping. Again, opposition have to cheat to try and get something off Newcastle United. It's ridiculous. Does my sodden head in, Billy. It does, honestly. Cheating gits. Long ball anyway, now looking for Saka. Saka keeps it in, pulls it back, and Nketiah, lovely touch by the Arsenal forward. He's got Saka in support, and Nketiah's got 3 Newcastle players to deal with. Rolls it back. That's great football from Arsenal. Partey's going to have a crack, brilliantly blocked by Joe Willock. And Arsenal will start again now with Gabriel. Yeah, Callum kind of gave up there. Partey for Arsenal. Again, though, keeping a well-disciplined line, Newcastle United right now. Out to Gabriel. He's on the left. Cuts back into Partey. Partey again looking for a pass, but again, Bruno shuts him down. Great play from the Brazilian. Back with now Gabriel yet again. There's just nowhere for him to give the ball, and he's got to go back to Ramsdale. Brilliant play from Newcastle, that.
They're trying to draw us out. We're not having it, are we?
Nah. Dan Burns' header, brilliantly won. It's going to be a throw-in from Arsenal. Saka complaining to... I wouldn't wind him up, Saka. Mad dog. That referee's got a face I just want to punch, Billy. I'm sorry, but his decisions are awful tonight. Absolutely awful. He isn't Nketiah anyway. He's going against Botman. Trying to dance around Botman. Botman's having none of it. Here's Saka now. Left foot ball into the box. Headed away by Shah. Not very far, though. Ball bouncing around. It's come back out now to Partey. Partey for Arsenal. Plays it wide to Zinchenko. Zinchenko down the line for Martinelli. He's got Xhaka in support. Cuts back onto his right. Lays it into Zinchenko. Zinchenko has to be pushed back. Partey again for Arsenal. Back to Zinchenko. In through, looking for Xhaka. Good interception by Trippier. Miggy now has the ball tight on that line. Played forward by Longstaff to Callum Wilson. Wilson holds the ball up really well. He's looking for the support. That's a foul, surely, referee. Of course it's not. Of course it's not.
Great tackle. Great tackle, Longstaff.
Bruno's shirt pulled by Odegaard.
Come on, Red.
For God's sake, man! This is ridiculous, man!
That's got to be a card. He booked Bruno for less.
It's not the wonder Newcastle players are getting wound up because he's booking left, right, and centre for Newcastle. He is going to get a yellow card. It's just ridiculous. This is why games boil over, Billy, because you get idiot referees like this who lose control. It was clear he pulled Bruno's shirt and then he takes his legs away. Oh, ref, what did I do? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything, ref. Please don't boot me. Yeah, honestly. Look, here's the shirt pull right there. Look at that.
He's rugger tackled him first.
And then he slides in. He's nowhere. Just ridiculous, man. Jesus Christ on a bike. 5 minutes to half-time, guys. We still 0-0 at the Emirates. How, I don't know. It's been a very interesting game of football, to say the least. We've defended superbly well, I have to say, since the 10th minute onwards, Billy.
We have. We've been very solid. They haven't been able to break down the 2 banks of four at all, have they?
Ball played forward by Trippier. Down goes Dan Burn. And he's given the free kick the other way. Oh, my God. My God!
VAR should be looking at this. VAR should be looking at this. There's a player down injured, so while they're doing this, VAR should look at this.
It's Fabian Schär, I believe, that's down at the minute. Arsenal, Callum Wilson is trying to tell Xhaka to piss off. Yeah,
lost it again.
I mean, let's have another look here. I mean,
he's tackled him. He's tackled him in the area. It's a penalty all day long.
Let's have another look. Dan Burns on the back of Gabriel after. Well, there's a push by Partey. Clearly a push by Thomas Partey there on Dan Burn, but I'm not sure whether Dan Burn fouled Gabriel. I don't know, Billy. I've lost the plot here. I'm too annoyed. It's absolutely shocking.
I hope VAR are looking at that. Obviously, they're not.
Well, they're not. Decision, no penalty. Of course not. It wasn't Gabriel that made the foul. It was fucking Thomas Partey. They're looking at the wrong player for a start. Unbelievable shit going on here. Look at that, man! Referee!
That's a red card.
Xhaka now goes into the boot. Absolutely disgusting tackle.
He should have been
and it's
booked half an hour ago.
Again. Fabian Schär in an absolute heap on the floor. He's nowhere near the ball. I mean, it's just a yellow card. It's not a red or anything like that. But Jesus, please don't tell me to chill when watching Newcastle United. If you don't get passionate about the club you support, then don't watch. Simple as that. It's all about passion. It's unbelievable, the decisions in this first half. But I'm glad Xhaka's on a yellow card now because he's walking a tightrope, that kid.
And I tell you what, we've caused trouble from these set pieces, haven't we? If we just keep on side, we tend
absolutely,
to
yeah.
The first head, the first contact. So this could be look where Ramsdale's standing, taking notes from Melia. He stood very far out, didn't he?
He did, yeah. But I think Leeds held a bit higher line than what Arsenal do, don't they? I mean, Leeds held a really high line the other day. Anyway, it's going to be Trippier to whip in this free kick for Newcastle United. In it comes. A lot of pace on that. The ball's bounced to Dan Burn. Back headers.
Header.
It comes out the edge of the box to Bruno. He hits it. Willock! Oh, why didn't you hit it? It's bouncing around. Cleared eventually. I don't know why Willock didn't hit that.
Oh, that's lost that
Botman's gone down now, and he's sort of out of position as Martinelli manages to keep the ball in down the left for Arsenal. Miggy's come back and won the ball. Brilliant defending from Miggy again. And again, Newcastle claiming that should have been their throw-in. It's not given. Of course, it goes to Arsenal. Zinchenko, couple of minutes left in this first half, plus whatever injury time the bell end in the blue has to give. Anyway, it's with Saliba now in Arsenal's half. Back to Gabriel. It's had a lot of things going in this game, Billy.
It has indeed. It's been fantastic. Man United have taken it against Bournemouth, incidentally. Casemiro.
I think Wilson's offside there. If he's not, I'll be astounded. Yes, he is. Just looking for that little quicker ball there coming in, Callum Wilson. He plays on the shoulder. And again, he just roughs Gabriel up a little bit there, Billy.
There's a lot of feisty players on yellow cards. It's not just
I'll be
first
astounded if
well.
this game finishes 10 men. 11 against 11, to be honest. I really will. Anyway, Saka's on the ball now on the right-hand side. He's got an overlap from Ben White. But there comes Joe Linton to tackle. And he gets a goal kick. Brilliant work from Joe Linton. That's what we want to see. Superb stuff. Come on. Under a minute left of normal time now in the first half. We're still goalless, but it's been full, absolutely full of all sorts going on in this first half, Billy.
Yeah, it has. It's been a fantastic game, hasn't it? Everything you want from a Premier League game, you've got it all in this.
Absolutely. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Nick Pope, of course, taking his time over this. 7 attempts for Arsenal, 3 for Newcastle. Still only 1 on target for each team, however. Botman, again, just stands really strong and wins the ball off Nketiah. Bruno just lit. I've got the bloody hiccups now. Here's Trippier. Not the greatest time to get the hiccups, Billy Bob.
No,
anyway, it's back with Nick Pope now, and he clips the ball out to Dan Burn on the left-hand side. And White, that's poor from Dan Burn. Really poor. He hasn't had the greatest first half, Mr. Burn. Needs to improve. Joe Linton's been superb, by the way. He's won the ball so many. Look at this, man. Honestly, incredible. Oh, look at Botman. Why has he put that back?
Because he was through, that's why.
He was.
For fuck's sake.
Botman's pinned an absolutely superb first-time ball out to the right-hand side of Miggy, who was clean in, and he's brought the play back. Scandalous. And I don't know why, because he's not booking an Arsenal player. He's not even talking to one.
Frustrating.
Wow.
Very frustrating.
Wow.
Anyway,
unbelievable.
And again, go on, Callum. Go on, Callum.
Joe Linton now on the... it's Callum, just couldn't hold it up. Joe Linton's going to hustle Ben White for the ball and does really well. Nice little touch. Whipped in by Longstaff. Unlucky. Joe Linton gets it back. Plays it back to Longstaff. Longstaff with a shot. And he's got a corner. Great play from Sean there. Quickly got the shot away, and it's a corner. What a time this would be, Billy Bob.
Indeed. Chinglish keeps saying about getting Maxi on. We can't get Maxi on because he wouldn't help Dan Burn in defence.
No,
Joe Linton and Joe Willock are doing a fantastic job helping Dan Burn.
Yes, Maxi would be good going the other way, but the way Saka's been running at Burn, he needs that help from Joe Linton, which he's had very much so in this first half.
Zinchenko again on Burn by the look, but again, this is odd.
That's very strange for me. I mean, it looks like father and son there, doesn't it, really? It's not time to make a change. Oh! Anyway, the ball comes in. Oh, the back post! Oh! Unlucky Joe Linton. I mean, it came at him at a hell of a speed there. It was like a bullet from a gun. It was flicked on, I think, by Fabian Schär. And Bruno saw it Joe Linton saw it at the very, very last minute and just couldn't divert it in. I mean, it was half a chance, that, Billy. I mean, that wasn't a sitter. No way. I'm not classing that as a sitter.
That's
the half-time whistle's gone.
That was the archetypal George Graham Arsenal corner, wasn't it? Adams in the near post, flick on, far post, Smith or Quinn, whoever.
Yeah.
What a half that was, though, Paul. Christ.
Yeah, sum it up, Billy. Sum it up.
Oh, it's just been 45 minutes of non-stop action from both sides. There's been a few tackles, been a bit nasty. The football in general has been really good, though. Arsenal started like a train. We can't come back into the game after 10 minutes. Took a little bit of a foothold for a while, but it's been end-to-end stuff all the way through, really. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch.
Absolutely. Really, really good stuff. I'm going to send Alex the link now to see if he wants to come on at half-time and just give us his thoughts. Interesting to get his thoughts on the obviously the lineup for a start. But look, I mean, we've been immense. I mean, Foxy's commenting there, Billy, about the defensive play from Newcastle today. You know, I mean, yes, the first 8 minutes were, you know, but we said that, didn't we? We said that in the preview. We knew that Arsenal would come out at us. They're known for doing that. They're coming out at us at 100 miles an hour, trying to get a goal straight away. You know, we were under pressure. We were rocking, but we stayed up. We didn't tip. And that was the most important thing for me, that we didn't give that goal away. And then since then, I mean, yes, Arsenal have had a lot of possession, but they haven't done anything with it. And we've been resolute defensively.
Them lads in the midfield have got to take enormous credit for it. Joe Linton, Joe Willock and Sean Longstaff have been absolutely outstanding covering the defence. Yep. And, of course, At the same time, they've also been really, you know, they've been quite dangerous going forward also. So, yeah, you can't fault anyone with a minute. Dan Burn does look a bit dodgy on that left-hand side. But, you know, every left-back that Saka's played against this year has, so he's not on his own.
Indeed.
We've managed to neutralise Martinelli really well.
Yeah, we have. I'm going to take a quick break, Billy. So if you can just take over, I'll be back shortly.
Indeed, we'll do some comments then, shall we? Let's do some comments. It's been an amazing first half. Everyone's must be excited with what we're seeing. Let's get some comments from the second. Anyway, NUFC fan says, "Happy New Year and good luck for the new year." Thank you, NUFC fan. Mercedes thinks we need a centre midfielder and a left back. Ashley 80 says Longstaff is decent, but we do need him moved to the bench as soon as we get more players in, possibly. But he's been playing really well. I have to come read. That's ages ago. That was. Goatfile said there's booze at the Etihad Stadium. The Arsenal fans aren't happy. They're not having things their own way, are they? Larry Strawberry said we should be 1-0 up after that Joe Linton miss. It was a tough one. It came to him so quick, didn't it? I think we have an Arsenal fan in the chat, folks. CHB Muhyiddin, why are you playing rough second half? You'll be destroyed. We shall see, my friend. We shall see. Stato has joined. Here he is now. What do you reckon, Stato? It's been a fantastic half of football, hasn't it?
Yeah, very, very, very interesting indeed. Very, very interesting.
I think Eddie's selection has been justified, though. Not playing Maxi. I mean, playing Willock and Longstaff in the middle of the park. The two of them have been immense, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of criticism for Longstaff, but how sort of almost militaristic they've been in that middle line, just making sure they drop at the right time, and if they pass back, they move the lines up. They press carefully and at the right times. Apart from a bit of an erratic first 10 minutes, we've been excellent against one of the best teams in the country, if not Europe, at the moment. So it's been very impressive, and they're starting to get frustrated now. Fortunately, our players are not allowing any refereeing bias. It's quite nice to see they are shouting every foul, every call, every wrongdoing. They're making sure we're heard. So it's actually working for once. Both teams are getting lots of yellow cards. I think that was a mistake on the referee's part. I think he gave a couple of soft yellow cards early.
Yeah, he did.
And
Yeah,
now
Bruno's,
he's trapped himself. Anything now has to be a yellow because he's trapped himself into a corner where he gave a couple of soft ones. Now anything above the soft ones has got to be a booking. That's why he's had to show us so many yellow cards. But it
we
makes
saw Ben White stick the head on Joe Linton, not even a free kick given, and a minute later, Bruno with his first foul gets booked for it. It was ridiculous.
That Ben White one should have been looked at. It should have been a yellow card minimum. That was. It doesn't matter if you're still going for the ball. You can't headbutt someone.
Indeed. What do you think about the defence then? The defence looked shaky early doors, but they've kind of regained a bit of composure, haven't they, during the first half?
Yeah. Botman's not. I mean, the game plan is Botman's not getting drawn out of position to go and help Burn. They are making sure that it's either Joe Linton or Willock are always available to go and track back and help in the left back position, and they're doing absolutely fine. Burn's doing a great job, with all things considered. Everything that Arsenal fans suggested they could exploit, they've not been able to exploit as of yet. Things they've been able to exploit have been like quick free kicks or balls bouncing in a funny way, which I would argue is not really exploiting anything that we've got wrong with us. No. I think they're trying it, but we are very aware of it. And they've definitely underestimated us. A little bit disappointing we couldn't have a bit more of the ball and be a bit more... but we are away from home. And Arsenal are a very, very good side. But it's going to be a more open game in the second half with this many yellows, especially. It's a shame. I think halftime came at the wrong time, really, because I think they started to get a bit frustrated, a bit disillusioned. They weren't quite sure what to do with it anymore. They've tried left wing, right wing, straight through the middle, long balls. They tried a lot of different combinations, and they were starting to get really frustrated. We were getting more attacks. And then they blew the whistle for halftime. So... probably better for them than us, really.
They're going to come at us like a train like they did in the first half, aren't they? From the get go, I think it's whether we can hold out for that and then come back into the game again. And if we can, I think we can get something out of this game.
Yeah, we've just got to be careful because obviously they're going to be coached at halftime. The coaching staff, along with Arteta, will try and say, "Look, this is how you get this move to work, and you need to try this, try this." So we've got to be really focused, really diligent in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Just make sure everybody's switched on. And I don't think the lads would be too tired. It's not too energetic like the Leeds game was. It is very energetic, but in a very different way. We're quite happy to sit in a line, not doing too much running, and they're just trying to play triangles until they find a gap to pass through. So I think the lads can keep this up for a little bit more than we could against Leeds because we've probably got a lot more left in the tank, I would imagine, anyway.
Well, if only that Joe Linton chance right at the end was so unfortunate. Jojo's photo said, "Where am I from? I'm from Coventry." Jojo's photos in the centre of England. Mike says the centre of the park is a madhouse. It is, isn't it? It's a real battle in there. Ariad says every time we play here, the ref is awful. Yeah, like Alex says, he's put himself in a position where he's having to book everything because he's booked the soft ones and he's left himself in a corner, hasn't he? I love how we made it scrappy and ruined their rhythm. So we did that fantastically well. Larry says very tight game. Referees do my head in. And Tony says Odegaard should have been off. Pulling shirt equals yellow, and the foul immediately after equals yellow. Possibly. You very rarely see that happen, though, do you? Two actions.
Yeah, they wouldn't double jeopardy somebody, especially a top six side. They're not going to do that. But I've got two sets of commentary on. I've got yourself and another commentary, and the commentary is shocking, very biased. They actually the main commentator, I can't remember what his name is. Does all the commentary. And that corner just at the end of the half there, he went, "Oh, and this is Newcastle's first corner of the game into added time." I'm like, no, it's not. We've had a corner before that. They're just not paying attention to us at all. All it is Arsenal, North London derby, top of the table, this many points. It's all they're talking about. It's not nice at all. And that Odegaard challenge that you're referring to, where he pulled the shirt, the co-commentator had the cheek to say, "Oh, well, he did well to win the ball after the shirt pull." What? What? He fouled him. That's why he got to the ball. Like, oh, these guys are awful. But the game itself, yeah, I think it's. I'm not too unhappy with the referee because he is punishing Arsenal. I can't. We've had our fair share of free kicks. They've had 3 bookings. It's not perfect, but it's better than some matches we've had. Really.
Explain to Dr. Oxon, there's a few others in the chat said the same kind of thing. Why this sub wouldn't work? Short stuff off. Big Joe into midfield and ASM on the wing second half. It's not the corner thing. Want to be doing.
It might work, but it is risky because at the moment Joe Linton is a huge piece in the puzzle of this sort of Saka on Burn thing, and it would put a lot of pressure on Willock. Willock wouldn't have as much attacking freedom because that would then fall to Willock to always be the cover, and I'm not sure he's got the head for that yet. He's still young, so it's a sub we might see later. I don't think it's a sub we're going to see 60 minutes. It's too early. I think we need the concentration and we need the legs of, because Willock's been very good as well. Joe Linton and Willock, leg wise, they've been doing so much running. Yeah, it's very impressive from all the lads, to be fair.
Paul, I'll leave it with you. I'm going to head off for a couple of seconds for a quick run out.
No problem, my man. No problem. Obviously, I missed what you said there, Alex. The referee.
Yeah, I mean, me and Billy were just talking about it. The main takeaway from both of us is that he showed a couple of soft yellow cards early on, and then he set a precedent where anything worse than those soft tackles, he's got to book, and he's cornered himself because now he's having to show yellow cards left, right, and centre for everything because he let a few soft ones go in his book early doors. So now we've got Bruno and Wilson on yellows. They've got Nketiah, Udegaard, and Xhaka on yellows. So that's 5 yellows. We've got a few people close to him. You know, we've had a few arguments. You know, Joe Linton with a foul, Miggy with a foul, Burn screaming at the ref as well. So we've got to be careful. And Bruno.
What do you think of Dan Burn's performance so far?
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it is for everybody. I mean, people might not like what I'm going to say, but the fact that he needs a babysitter to do his defensive job means that this is not going to be how we play long term. It's how we're playing right now because of the personnel and the squad we've got. But I don't want us for the next 3 years to need to babysit our left back when we come up against a strong winger. We can't do this forever. It's nice when we're the better team, but we're not always going to be the better team.
So are you saying maybe that we look for another left back in the window?
Yeah, maybe not this window. Not to replace Burn either. Not to necessarily replace Burn, just to have a different option, to have an attacking fullback option, and then Burn. We can play in 2 different ways. It would just be nice if we had somebody, you know, like how Trippier plays defensively. I'm not on about overall Trippier's game because that's exceedingly good, but just Trippier's defensive game with younger legs on that as a left back, just that they can make track Saka runs and things like that. Because Burn at the moment needs Willock and Joe Linton, and this is hamstringing us. We can't bring on an offensive substitution because we need Joe Linton and Willock to do that job. Defensively, we can't go any more aggressive, otherwise it might be risky.
63% possession for Arsenal in that first half, but shots wise, 7 for Arsenal, 6 for Newcastle. So, you know, it does show that when we are going forward with a bit of impetus here. You know, so most of our attacks have come down the left-hand side, 40%, 30% down the right, and 30% through the middle. So it's fair share across the board for attacking wise, but look, I mean, the first 8 minutes, I thought, Christ, we were in for a friggin' rough ride here. But as the half's gone on, you know, we've looked more resolute in defence. I thought we've looked really good. You know, I can't recall Nick Pope making a save after the 8th minute. So I just think we have to be aware that Arsenal will probably come out similar in the second half.
Max is warming up on the pitch at half-time, incidentally.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. He does that most games, though, doesn't he? I mean,
that's normally, yeah.
Is it a game for Maxi? I'm not so sure. I mean, I know some people want Maxi on in the chat, but I'm not so sure.
I mean, me and Billy have just mentioned that. I mean, this is my personal opinion that I think we'll see him, but it'll be a lot later on than possibly we might want. I can't see like a 60-minute Maxi sub. I think we'd need the other guys for to do their defensive duties for a lot longer. We might see him sort of 80-ish maybe if we need him, or if we go a goal down.
Yeah. I mean, Rob makes a very good point here, guys. He says we're playing the best team in the league. We can't go out there and boss the game. Would be foolish to think we can. We are frustrating them when we're doing very well. I totally agree with that. I think we are doing very well. Arsenal are coming back onto the pitch, and so are Newcastle. Alex, we'll see you at 9:45 for the match review.
You will. Just nice little tidbit. We're out XGing them right now as well. 0.83 to 0.68. We're ahead on XG because of Joe Linton's nice header at the end of the half. So
there you go.
And do you know what? The feeling we've got at the minute, we must all have it, is it's something we haven't felt for 20 years. It's the nervous excitement. It's not just nervous excitement with it. God, I'm up here. I can't wait for the second half. I just can't wait for it.
It was a really good first half. Right, Alex, we'll see you at 9:45, my man. So that was Stato, and we will hear more from Stato, of course, for the match review, which we are doing in an hour's time. So 9:45, we do have the match review, so join us for that. Be about a 45-minute to an hour show, not too much more later than that. But we are doing that straight after the game at 9:45. We're very much ready to raring to go. Arsenal will kick us off. The referee blows, and we are away again for the second half, guys. Howie the Toon. Long ball immediately up from Arsenal. Fabian Schär putting his head in again. I love the way he does that. It's just bosses that. Great tackle already in there from Miggy. Just on Zinchenko, who turns, gives it into Xhaka. Xhaka back to Zinchenko. He turns back, flicks it back to Xhaka. Nice bit of football this by Arsenal down the left-hand side. He comes to clear it, but the cross comes in, but Fabian Schär is there. Miggy is a bit lackadaisical on the ball there. Comes back to Xhaka. Xhaka being pushed back. Partey now for Arsenal. Again, looking for that killer ball, but Newcastle staying very, very, very disciplined in their defensive duties. But Nketiah's got through here. He's going in against Fabian Schär. Schär just stares to him like glue, plays it back and cleared by Willock. Good defending again from Newcastle, and Longstaff puts his right foot right through that. Good defending that, Billy.
It was, yeah. And yeah, it was good defending. By the two midfielders again, Longstaff and Willock were superb there.
Yeah. Partey gets the better of Miggy there, and it comes out to Saliba, who plays it to the right for Ben White now. Ben White got Joe Linton all over him. Saliba has to go back to Ramsdale in the Arsenal goal. Please don't forget, guys, do hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream tonight. And, of course, if you're new to the channel, why not drop a subscription? It is free to do so. Just hit the subscribe button and also the bell, which will let you know if we go live or upload a video. As Arsenal now come forward with Odegaard, plays it down the right to Saka. Saka loves this kind of position. I think Ben White kind of put him off there, rolling down the right-hand side, and Newcastle clear again. But as we expected, Billy, Arsenal coming out very much like the first half.
Yeah, under the pump again, aren't we? Straight off here out of the doors, and again on the attack again now.
Here's Odegaard just outside the box onto his left foot. He's got three Newcastle players around him. Longstaff hauled to the floor there, and the referee waves play on, and Callum Wilson does brilliantly well to get away, and he's got Miggy sprinting down the right-hand side. Wilson then is pushed by Xhaka, and honestly, he's got to be careful, Xhaka. He's in the book already, Billy.
Well, Odegaard's the one that pulled Longstaff down, so he should be getting a yellow card, second yellow card for him, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah. I mean, Wilson, I think, was a bit theatrical with that, Billy, but he did feel, the two hands on his back, and he's going to go down. The opposition do it to us, so we'll do it back. Simple as that. Kiss me ass, go to bed, good night.
He didn't go back to the Odegaard one, though, which is...
Well, are you surprised?
Not really.
No. Anyway, it's going to be Trippier to take this free kick in a very, very good position for Newcastle to get this right. If we get this right, we've got a chance. But again, the referee wants to talk to, I think it's Saliba, who's got Botman and Big Dan Burn to deal with. Thomas Partey looks at Dan Burns and says, bloody hell, you're a big bloke.
I've got to watch
having a bit of a push and shove going on there. Anyway, it is Trippier to whip the ball in. Here it comes. It's a good one to the back post. Shaw heads it on. Oh, and it just lands on the top of the net. If Shea could have just got a bit more of a direction on that header. There was 2 Newcastle players at the far post. I think it's offside anyway. I mean, a lot of the time these free kicks are offside, Billy, aren't they?
Yeah, but Arsenal are playing us like a fiddle there, aren't they? Really, they were pushing us offside at one point. Oh,
Ramsdale's lost it. Oh, big chance here. It comes out to Sean Longstaff. He's got men overlapping. Comes back to Bruno. Bruno goes down. Too easy for me. Plays it out to the right to Miggy now. He's got an overlap from Trippier. Miggy now cuts back onto his left foot. Back onto his right. There's it to Trippier now. Down the right-hand side. Goes for the 1-2. Miggy's in here. Plays it across. And it just can't get a foot on it. It goes all the way to the other side where Saka now takes on Dan Burn and gets round him. Dan Burn can't control Saka. And Arsenal break now. Bloody hell's fire. And Nketiah tried to flick it onto Saka. We win the ball back. Poor touch by Joe Willock. And, Ben White just held him up there. That's 3 or 4 times Ramsdale has fluffed these passing out from the back. Joe Linton was on him like a flash there, to be fair.
Why did he shoot Longstaff there?
Well...
it's a great ball, that is, and
great ball by Miggy across the box, and Wilson should have done better, Billy.
Yes, he should have. He should have gone and had more conviction. He'd have scored.
Yeah. Let's be honest, criticism where it's due. I think he should have done better. Anyway, Partey has the ball now for Arsenal and plays it across to Gabriel. So we've got an Angel and a Pope playing today, Billy, which is interesting. Partey now goes long down the right-hand side looking for the run of Saka. Burn heads it away. Willock flicks it on. Joe Linton screaming for the ball, but Bruno takes control of it. Bruno out to Willock on the left-hand side. Skips round Partey like he's not there. Brilliant run this. He's going down now against Ben White. Joe Willock right to the edge of the box now. Can't get a cross in again, but it comes back to Bruno. Bruno out to Joe Linton now for Newcastle. Back to Bruno. What's the referee doing, man? Get out his way. Beautiful ball by Bruno out to Miggy. What a first-time ball that is, but there's nobody in the area for Newcastle. And Bruno nods it back to Fabian Schär. Newcastle definitely on the rise here. Out to Kieran Trippier. Trippier down the line to Miggy. Miggy's got a run of Longstaff. He's got Bruno inside him as well. Nice football by them. Just overhit a little bit and a good tackle there, but it comes back to Sean Longstaff. Back to Kieran Trippier now.
Joe Linton
and he goes all the way back and we'll start again. Sorry, Billy?
Joe Linton's an acres of space in that far flank.
Yeah, he is. Burn now sees the space that Joe Linton's in. Played it to Joe Linton, but he's got Ben White on his back now. Joe Linton turns, does well. He gets the ball to Willock. Willock still has the ball and has been hassled and harried by Arsenal. The referee's blown his whistle. Which way is this going?
Gonna give a drop ball, ain't he?
Oh, you absolute... Wow. This referee, man. I mean, honestly. What? So he's give the ball to Newcastle.
Careful,
Bruno now. Lovely ball out, but doesn't quite find Almiron. He was under pressure when he hit that ball. Now, coming through the middle of the park are Arsenal. Odegaard. Joe Linton coming back and doing really well again. What a game he's having. And Joe Linton will now go for his regular second half sit down as he's took a bang on the shin there. I don't think he'll need the... will he need the trainer on? I don't think so.
We don't want injuries in the second half. We don't want too many injuries in the second half. Otherwise, we'll get lots of injury time, and you know what happens then.
Yes, we don't like injury time. He did well there, Joe Linton. To be fair, no, just a bend on his leg. Ouch, ouch. But he does like to take a couple of minutes in the second half just to slow things down again, doesn't he? To be fair to Big Joe, he's class like that.
He's been phenomenal tonight, hasn't he? Absolutely,
he's been brilliant. He's been absolutely brilliant. As we see Maxi warming up there. Doesn't seem to have many bandages on tonight, does Maxi? Eddie having a word with Callum Wilson here.
Brighton the 2 up at Goodison, by the way.
Sorry?
Brighton the 2 up at Goodison.
2 up now. Wow. Everton are going to struggle for me. I know they've got a draw against Man City, but my God. Anyway, Joe Linton looks fine to carry on. The referee waves him back onto the pitch, and the ball is with Thou Holiest One. He then just delivers a ball to Fabian Schär, who brings it as far as he can. He then plays the ball into Callum Wilson now. Wilson, he's got Miggy in support, but Miggy was miles offside there. I could see that from here. but that's not where the free kick was. But never mind. The Arsenal referee, as I'm going to start calling him shortly, just allows play to go on. Ben White now plays it out to Saka, who's got a bit of space. Tries to run at Dan Burn, but immediately covered by Joe Linton and Willock there. Now Zinchenko inside to, that's not a great pass by Xhaka, but Martinelli's kept it in. Martinelli goes back to Zinchenko now. Zinchenko, he's got Longstaff and Miggy to do. I don't know what Miggy was doing there. He looked like a bloody pigeon. Did you see his head there?
Yeah.
He was kind of walking like a pigeon. That should be... Oh, no. Dan Burn's going to clear this for Newcastle. It's up the line. Callum Wilson trying to get there ahead of Saliba, but Saliba does, and it's throw in for Newcastle.
That'll do us.
It's as we expected, Billy, the second half, to be honest, isn't it? I mean, it's the way it is. Arsenal, well known for coming out of the blocks on each half at 100 mile an hour, and that's exactly what they've done here.
It hasn't lasted as long the second half, though, has it? Let's be honest. It was a good 10 minutes in the first half. It's only been like 7 or 8 minutes this half. And
yeah, if that. Yeah. Good work there from Callum Wilson to win a throw-in for Newcastle. Just inside the Arsenal half now. Foxy said, poor touch from Wilson in possession there. Wood would be getting slated for that. Look, Callum Wilson's going to make mistakes as well. We're not going to refer to Chris Wood every time Callum Wilson makes a mistake. Jesus, it'd be silly to do that. But we're doing well here. We're just sort of making progress down the left-hand side here. It's like American football. I think we're on the 4th down now, Billy. Midway through the Arsenal half now. Dan Burn with a throw-in for Newcastle. He's looking for some help here. Gets it from Willock. Back to big Dan Burn now. Dan Burn turns Xhaka quite nicely there. Comes back inside again. Looking for help. He does it again. Brilliant from Dan Burn, but invent too much. And the ball is now with... I think that's part 8. It gives it to Zinchenko. Only just, by the way. Zinchenko moving forward, plays the ball through. That's a good ball. Xhaka now. Xhaka, he's got a chance here for Odegaard. And he's ballooned it miles over the bar. And, the frustration is there again. Good move that by Arsenal. Found a little bit of space there. But again, not too dangerous for us given how far out that you had to shoot there, Billy.
No, we'll hopefully shoot from there all day long.
Ian McKenna says he gets the feeling we're going to sneak one. I'd love it. Apparently Brighton are 3-0 up now, Billy.
Wow. I think Lumpalard will be getting a tin tap the way things are going.
It's not looking good for him, is it? Dear me. Anyway, his Holy One launches the ball up the field again. Looking for Joe Linton this time. Can't get ahead of Saliba. Good win by Dan Burn, though. Drops down now for Ben White. Ben White.
Well played,
Joe Willock. Saliba on the ball again. Joe Willock's he's given a free kick.
That's bollocks. How can it be a free kick?
Hey, honest man.
He's not even near him.
I'll tell you what, it is unbelievable at times. It really is. Honestly, I mean, what can you say? Here's Gabriel now just bringing it out of the penalty box for Arsenal. Again, looks up. There's not many passes on, but his old mate Partey is there. Goes back to Saliba. Saliba to Zinchenko. Back to Partey. Partey then across to Gabriel. Gabriel then goes forward to good ball inside to Xhaka, who takes it really well. Curls it round, gives it out wide to Bukayo Saka. Saka's got a man over in Ben White. Saka goes down. And the referee gives a free kick.
He wasn't giving that at first.
No, he's giving a yellow card as well, Billy. I mean, look, he didn't even give that at first. No, he didn't even give the free kick.
That's the linesman. He's right next to it. You can't even see, you blind twat.
He didn't even give the free kick originally, Billy. He waited for the crowd to react, and then he gives it. Let's have another look here. He kicks the back of Joe Linton's foot.
Absolute bollocks. Absolute bollocks.
That is nowhere in hell a yellow card. That is disgraceful refereeing. In fact, he got the ball. Yeah.
That's an absolute
This is disgraceful again. Honestly, man, fuck off. I'm getting so pissed off with this referee, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Stood next to it. Why don't you flag and say we're in a foul, you square-headed prick?
Well, he can't see anything for the length of his chin. I mean, that's bigger than Harry Kane's bloody Jimmy Hill's fossil, that. Christ on a bike. Disgraceful refereeing.
That's outrageous.
If they score from this, Billy, honestly, wow.
Disgusting.
Anyway.
Absolutely disgusting.
Xhaka's going to take the free kick. And what's he doing now?
He's
booking Miggy! Oh, fuck off! He's standing on the pig in line, man!
This ref's lost the plot. I'm sorry, this ref's lost the fucking plot here. This needs looking at by the fucking FA, this does.
Mickey's never moved.
He's in the same
place.
He's in
the same place. And he's allowing it to go. What the hell is going on here, man? Seriously.
Might as well put a fucking Arsenal shirt on and be done with it. Get it away.
Nick Pope punches. It's not the greatest punch. Zinchenko sliced it. And it's cleared away by Sean Longstaff. Comes out as far as Odegaard. Odegaard sweeps it back in, but that's going to be his, the Pope's. And Gabriel is screaming at the referee. Well, you may as well, because you're getting everything off him tonight, Sunshine. Unbelievable. I am absolutely bewildered. Bewildered by this referee's performance. Oh, that's a bad ball. That by Botman. And Xhaka has the ball now. Newcastle just need to just calm down a bit. I know they're getting some terrible decisions against them, but just keep your heads, guys. Good ball down the line to Nketiah now. He's got Trippier all over him. Trippier. I'll tell you what. If he caught Nketiah there, that was interesting. Partey now for Arsenal. Plays it out wide to Ben White. Ben White, heavy touch, but gets it to Saka. Saka comes down the right-hand side. Willock is right on top of him. So is Joe Linton. Plays it back to Ben White. Plays it all the way back. Saliba's touch is a heavy one, but he survives it and gets it to Zinchenko. Zinchenko now playing in through the middle. He goes wide to Granit Xhaka. Xhaka now, head up, gives it back to Zinchenko. Again, Newcastle just staying disciplined, staying resolute, Billy. Not moving.
No, they don't want to drop too deep here, and they've set a really high line, and it's hard for them to break through it, isn't it?
Yeah. Xhaka again, back to Zinchenko. They're looking for that killer ball that isn't there at the moment. Partey now for Arsenal. He's got to go out wide to Ben White. White has to come back again to Saliba. Saliba to Zinchenko. Zinchenko to Partey. You know, you can play out there all you want, Arsenal, as far as we're concerned. Long ball over the top, and Dan Burn ducks out the way, and Bukayo Saka goes down. Oh, he's holding his mouth, Billy.
Oh, Dan Burn is pulling one in the area there, look. Yeah. Got away one there.
Yeah, we should have had one as well, though, Billy, to be fair. So
surely not going to go back.
They can't go back that far, surely.
You'd hope not. You never know with these pricks out here.
Well, that's true. That's very, very true. Ugh.
What's wrong with Saka?
Well, he's complaining he got hit in the face off Dan Burn. Unbelievable.
Brighton 4 put Everton now.
Oh, my God.
And predictably, Gross has scored for Brighton. It is gross to be an Everton fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Comments. I don't like the lazy excuse of blaming officials, but my God, says Julie. Absolutely. Sky are always biased towards certain teams. During the World Cup, I had to turn the volume down on Argentina game. It was so annoying, but Sky didn't do the World Cup. Anyway, need to settle down. The ref dying to send a player off. Need fresh legs on.
He's not even touched him.
What's he holding his mouth for?
Considering his dad's a Newcastle United supporter, you know, you'd expect him to not act like a twat, wouldn't you?
Well, you would, yeah. Guys, just a quick reminder, if you are enjoying the stream, to please hit that like button. It is really important to the channel. It does help with the algorithms and search results, etc. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please come and be a subscriber. Hit that button. It is free to do so. And also the bell, which will let you know when we go live, upload, or we schedule a show. And of course, you can donate to the channel if you do so wish by hitting the $sign at the bottom of the live comments. Thank you in advance for that. Subscriber counts moved quite nicely up, Billy, since the start of the stream. So thank you very much, everybody. Well over around nearly 30 subscribers, which is fantastic. Thank you so much, and welcome to the channel, everybody. As Botman brings it out now, as play finally gets back underway, and plays it off to the right to Fabian Schär. Schär goes long. He's overhit that. That's going to end up back at Harry Ramsdale. And he, again, looked to go long, but then just decides to go short to Saliba.
Did you just call him Harry Ramsdale?
I did, yes.
He'll be up for a chip in a bit then.
That's why I called him it, Billy. Anyway, it's now on the right-hand side. Long ball across to Martinelli with a bit of space just outside the penalty area. Cuts back onto his right, hits a shot. But Nick Pope's positional play is again world-class. And just thank you very much. Now, Joe Linton on the left-hand side for Newcastle United. Cuts in. He cuts wide. Ben White lost the ball there. He did win it back originally. Now Bruno for Newcastle United brings it forward. He's clobbered
That's a foul.
by 2 Arsenal players. No foul, says the referee. Bruno really had nowhere to go there, to be fair. And Arsenal are certainly getting on top of here at the moment. Martinelli now for Arsenal. Zinchenko into Partey. He'll turn and give it to his old mate Gabriel, who springs it across to Saliba. Saliba then brings it forward for Arsenal. Over the halfway line now, plays it down the right-hand side to Bukayo Saka. Yeah, he's got to run on Dan Burn this time. Saka goes to the byline. Dan Burn dives in, misses the ball. Great work from Joe Linton again. It goes for a corner, but if Joe Linton isn't covering Dan Burn, I don't know what would happen in this game. He dived in there. Saka saw it coming all day, just pulled the ball back. But again, Big Joe says you're not having that, sunshine. And strength as well from Big Joe. And he just knocks it out for a corner.
Outstanding.
He's had a hell of a game, Joe Linton, Billy.
Outstanding. Phenomenal. Bit disconcerting at the minute, though. We're not getting it, we can't keep the ball up the pitch, can we? It's coming straight back every time. We're great with it. We're playing in a 4-5-1 at the moment. It's not the 4-3-3 we're usually used to.
Yeah. Well, according to the stats, this is Arsenal's first corner of the game, Billy.
Oh, let's hope we can get rid of it out of the area.
And it comes right onto the 6-yard area. Gabriel goes up for it, but Joe Linton, I think, got a flick on it, and we do clear it. Wilson now going after. Well, I'll tell you what, he had to be careful there. Here's Zinchenko now to Xhaka. He's got Trippier on him. Plays it into Zinchenko. Zinchenko to Nketiah. Back to Xhaka. They're having the better of this Arsenal at the minute. They definitely are.
Yes, they're definitely on top.
Saliba out to Saka on the right-hand side now. Saka's got Joe Linton and Burn again. Brilliant covering from the big Brazilian as Arsenal try a few little 1-2s that don't quite come off. That's played up the line now for Joe Willock. He's got Partey for company. Willock keeps a hold of the ball really well. Lays it into. That's nice. And Bruno's going forward here. Plays it forward now to Callum Wilson, who doesn't hold the ball up. That's poor from Callum again. And that's a few times, Billy, this half.
It was the wrong pass, though. He should have played out to Miggy.
Well, he should have gone to Miggy, yeah. But really, Callum Wilson should have held on to the ball at least there.
He should have been better.
Anyway, Saka's got the ball on the right-hand side now for Arsenal. Going against Dan Burn again.
Did well at all.
There is Big Joe again. And it's played across, and Longstaff bursts forward for Newcastle United now. Plays a terrible pass. And Arsenal get the ball back again. We need to just settle down here. We're losing the plot a little bit. Just panicking a little bit on the ball.
Dare I say it could be time for a sub up front.
Well, yeah, I mean, Trippier's brought down there. No free kick given. Trippier was convinced he was fouled there, but play goes on. Zinchenko goes back to Gabriel now. Arsenal pushing for this opening goal. We need something to change here because it can't continue like this. It really can't. Played inside now to Eddie Nketiah. Bruno just switched off for a second there. Nketiah trying to go through every Newcastle player, and Nick Pope superbly off his line and will hold on to the ball and give Newcastle a bit of respite. Good defending that, but good play from Nick Pope. And Nketiah there, very, very lively, turning on the ball. Bruno got a leg on it just to put it towards, well, definitely favour Nick Pope when it hit Bruno's leg there. Dan Burn now. He's got Saka all over and plays a nice right-footed pass out to Miggy. He controls it, then is brought down, and Mikel Arteta doing his nut. Well, welcome to the club, Mikel, because you've had free kicks that just haven't been, sunshine. Oh, 2 changes for Newcastle, Billy. We are going to see the introduction of Chris Wood. Oh,
I know, but Callum hasn't.
I know, but why not maybe try Maxi up front, Billy? I mean, we don't get anything from Chris Wood.
We need something to, at least Chris Wood could maybe hold on to the ball for a little bit longer. This is the only reason I can see for it. Callum's not been great.
The other substitute, by the way, is going to be Murphy for Miggy.
That's a strange
Miggy's, one. Yeah, it is a strange one.
Perhaps he's worried about Martinelli. Perhaps he's worried about Martinelli coming into the game because he is starting to come into the game more now.
Chris Wood does his normal sprint on the pitch, which is fast as you'll see him go all game. Interesting there that Trippier having a big chat with Murphy there before he came on the pitch. Shocking subs, says Chinglish. Chris Wood with a penalty, says Levi. Wood winner incoming. I laugh my bollocks off, says Jimmy, the resident hammer. Yes, we'll all laugh our bollocks off, mate, but in a very happy way if Chris Wood was to score, but he's offside here, so players held up. 68 minutes gone at the Emirates. We are still goalless. but Arsenal certainly having the better of the second half. Yeah, Foxy says can't blame Howe for bringing Wilson off. He has. He's not been at it the second half, Callum Wilson, to be fair. He's just got to...
He's run out of steam, hasn't he?
He's got to get his match fitness back. But we will battle on. We will battle on. At the moment, it's with Thomas Partey in the middle of his own half. Rolls it back to Saliba. Saliba forward now.
Oh,
and that's going to be a foul by Joe Willock, who got an arm in the face. Oh, shut up and Nketiah, man. Get up. No, who's he having a chat with here? No, he's going to see if Willock's all right. He got one in the eye.
Oh, he's pushed him in the face.
Wow. That should have been a free kick to Newcastle.
Of course he should.
Seeing that again. Willock didn't even do anything to Nketiah.
Oh, dear me.
I tell you what, though, Billy, I mean, I may sort of upset the apple cart here, but I'd like to see more from Bruno.
I just noticed there Bruno's pushed a little bit more forward. He was on the first one in the press, so maybe it's a plan. I don't like going one-on-one with Zachary Dido. Right there.
No, I don't. I don't either. I don't think he's been in the game enough, to be honest, as Bruno.
He's doing the hidden things, though. He's definitely getting feet.
Well, he is. He's defensively wise. Yeah, you're right. What you say. I mean, he is.
We're on the back.
He's holding the line, isn't he? Which I suppose a lot of off the ball stuff we don't really talk about, do we? So, yeah, just keeping that disciplined defensive system in place is what it's all about at the minute.
Chris Wood just did a press.
I know. I saw it.
Another one now. Look. Oh, no, he stopped again.
Here's Thomas Partey on the halfway line, pings the ball out to the right-hand side, looking for Saka.
Yes,
it is overhit. Saka tried his best to... That would have been phenomenal had he controlled that on his chest, Billy, and kept that ball in play. But unfortunately for Arsenal, he didn't. Ronald says, Wood on for Wilson, really? Yes, and that's because Wilson was just out of gas, man. He hasn't... he's had that illness and... I mean, I know a lot of people will be saying, we just can't rely on Wilson for 90 minutes, Billy. And there will be people that'll say that.
Not at the moment, but, a couple of weeks he'll be okay.
Well, he doesn't play 90 minutes a lot, does he?
Well played,
That's
Willock
well
again.
won back by Joe Willock. It's now with Murphy. Murphy's got Joe Linton on.
Holding on to it too long, that's flat.
Yeah, he's fell asleep and Zinchenko's took it now. Saka bursting down the right-hand side. Murphy and Byrne there. Joe Linton comes across as well. Floated across to Martinelli at the far side. Martinelli now will look to go down and take on Kieran Trippier. Trippier does well, stands him up, corner Arsenal. We are holding on here desperately. Michelle Easton, hi there. Love your channel. Thank you very much, Michelle. Hope you got yourself subscribed. Calvin, thank you for the £2 super chat. Why the fuck is he not bringing Maxi on, says Calvin. I don't know if this is Maxi's kind of game. It's all hands to the pump at the defence at the minute. I mean, you could say Maxi is a good outlet, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that we might see Maxi and Longstaff or Willock coming off because they've run the socks off next night. Need to get this away.
Dan Burnham for the header and volleyed away by Sven Botman, only as far as Zinchenko. And Zinchenko will go back to Ben White on the right-hand side. Yeah. He plays it down to Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't get past Joe Linton, though, and Bruno hammers the ball up the field. And, of course, Newcastle have nobody up there at the minute. It really is all hands to the pump here, and we've still got 20-odd minutes of this game left. 67% in the second half for Arsenal. 11 attempts to Newcastle's 8. Where's our 8 attempts come from? I'm struggling. Anyway, great tackle by Botman again.
That's a good ball.
Beautiful ball out to the left from Joe Linton, now to Joe Willock, who fancies having a run at Ben White. He's took a heavy touch there, and Ben White's won the ball. But Joe Linton wins it back, and it's with Willock again on the left-hand side. The Newcastle fans over there willing him on. He skips past Ben White, but can't get a cross in. Just ran out of gas again, and Arsenal clear the lines, and it's a Newcastle throw-in.
Joe Willock's looking a bit leggy now. There could be
some tired legs. Yeah, I was just going to say there's some very tired legs there now. As we're seeing some Newcastle fans with no tops on, not quite the physique. Now there's Saka's gone down there again, complaining he's been elbowed by Joe Linton off the ball. Give over, man.
That's absolute bollocks.
Give over.
No different to Nketiah's a minute ago. No different.
mean, the referee's not doing anything about it. I mean, Newcastle now with the ball on the left. Joe Linton for Newcastle skips it into Bruno. Bruno's got Longstaff. Longstaff swings it right to Kieran Trippier. Kieran Trippier down to Jacob Murphy now. Murphy, his first real chance of an attack for Newcastle. Turns, gives it back to Kieran Trippier. Trippier then wins a corner off Zinchenko. Brilliant play by Kieran Trippier there. Saka is trying to get Joe Linton and Burn booked. Absolutely. That was a ridiculous fall to the floor. And we're now seeing one of the Newcastle kiddies with his top off now. Bless him. Swinging his top above his head. That's fantastic. Good on him.
He'll be probably getting pneumonia.
Well, I suppose he'll deal with that if he has to, matey. Corner to Newcastle United. 74 minutes gone. Still 0-0.
Added presence there now with Chris Wood, of course. Get up.
If you so, Shah wins the header, bouncing around. That's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. As soon as the Arsenal player felt the floor there, you just knew that was coming. Fabian Shah is down holding his head, which doesn't really surprise me. Arsenal advertising Rwanda for the government. Okay. Unfortunately, if Newcastle keeps playing like this, Arsenal will get their goal. Well, that's not a penalty. That is not a penalty. Christ's sake. Or Sky TV just, are the television cameras just looking for fouls? Is that what they're doing here? Are they just looking to give the referee a chance?
Yeah, Tommy Asu coming on for Ben White. I'm not sure. He's a better defender than Ben White, but... sorry, he's not as good a defender as Ben White, but he's good going forward, isn't he?
He's good going forward, Tommy Asu, yeah. Really good player. Tony says he's sweating. I think you're not the only Newcastle fan at the minute. 15 minutes to go of normal time. Still goalless at the Emirates between first and third in the Premier League. Long ball by Ramsdale again as Arsenal try and get this opening goal. But Newcastle just get the attack now and again, and you just feel like there's something there. Murphy keeps the ball in. It's a poor header, though. Goes straight to Zinchenko. Back to Gabriel now. Gabriel plays the ball forward. Looking for Nketiah, but Fabian Schär is there. Kieran Trippier not having any of that from Nketiah. And Nketiah late, and the referee wears play on. I mean, holy shit, man. Crush my penis in a vice, Billy. It's unbelievable, man. Anyway, Gabriel across to Saliba now. Saliba brings it forward just over the halfway line for the Gunners into Zinchenko, who's playing a lot more central this second half. And now he finds Granit Xhaka. Xhaka moves forward, plays it out left. It's a little bit overhit for Martinelli, but he's got it by the byline. Cuts back onto his right foot. Plays it back to Zinchenko now. Zinchenko inside to Xhaka. Back to Martinelli. This is dangerous. Martinelli, he's got Kieran Trippier, and there's Nick Pope again. I mean, just hands of God, that guy at the minute. He really does. It's incredible. And he's certainly not going to be rushed, but he bowls it out to Dan Burn on the left-hand side.
Oh,
Burn,
don't piss him out here.
Oh, no, that's risky.
We'll get a throw.
And eventually we win a throw-in. I don't
Joe
like
Willock's
when we do that.
Joe Willock's starting to look a little bit leggy.
He is.
Could be time for a change. Maybe get Maxi on that left-hand side now. Maybe push Tommy Asu back with Maxi on.
Yeah, good plan, that, because, as you say, he's not the best defender, but he's good going forward, which is probably why he's been... Oh, my God. I mean, that is terrible, that. I mean, Xhaka falls to the floor and gets a frigging free kick out of nothing. Now, Bukayo Saka down the right-hand side. He has got an overlap from Tomiyasu this time, but there is Willock again, battling away with Saka. And they forced Saka back on his left foot now, back into the middle of the pitch, out to Zinchenko. Zinchenko out to Martinelli now for the Arsenal. Martinelli back to Zinchenko. Good pressing again from Newcastle United. Martinelli now cuts inside. Bit of space. Cuts it back to Thomas Partey now. Partey, he's got to go right to Saliba. Again, Arsenal not really finding a way through this resolute defence. Long ball played in. Flicked on by Xhaka. This is dangerous. Martinelli, but he doesn't get round Fabian Schär, and it's another corner, Fabian. Billy.
Great from Fabian Schär, that. It's getting a bit squeaky bum time, isn't it?
Yeah, the hairs are twitching on my arse, Billy, I must admit. It's a little bit ropey at the minute. But anyway, we've got 12 minutes of normal time left. It's Arsenal's corner, which will be taken by Martinelli, right-footed, swirling in towards Nick Pope. He got his hands on it. It wasn't the best Pope. I thought he should have punched. I thought he should have caught that. Comes back in again, and there's headed away by Chris Wood. Really good header there defensively from the striker. Anyway, Arsenal come back with it now. Tomiyasu has it on the right-hand side. Plays it down the line to Odegaard. Odegaard skips back in. Back to Thomas Partey now. Chance to get the ball in the box. Deflected off Willock. And
that's not gone out of play.
There's a corner. Nick Pope is furious yet again.
That's nonsense. I ain't got out of play.
Well, it just seems everything's going for Arsenal at the minute. It really does. Literally everything is going for Arsenal. But they have a corner, which again, Newcastle look to defend. It's swung in. It's a brilliant header and just wide. It's a brilliant header. It has to be said by Martinelli, and that was just wide. Flashed across the goal there. Oh, my goodness me. I mean, Martinelli...
Who's marking him? That's the question. Nobody. That's the answer.
Chris Wood standing there. But never mind. It's gone wide.
It's a bit like the Alamo at the minute. We've got to get through this. It's not easy.
Yeah. Levi Watson, thank you for your £1 super chat. Really appreciate that, buddy. Over 1,300 watching. Thank you so much for your viewing tonight. Please do hit that like button if you're enjoying the commentary. And of course, if you're new to the channel, even if you're not a Newcastle United fan, why not subscribe? It's free to do so. And hit that bell as well, which will let you know when we upload, go live, or record a video. And it's all the way back with Ramsdale at the moment. You can donate to the channel if you do so wish by hitting the $sign, which is just underneath the live comments. Partey now, anyway, has to go back to Saliba. He will look for Gabriel, I presume. That's the way the ball's been going most of the time when Arsenal play it out. He doesn't. He turns. He gives it back to Partey. Partey. They're certainly playing more balls forward now, Billy, than they were sort of sideways and triangular. Great work again from Willock and Joe Linton winning the ball back. Here's Bruno. He's got Murphy on the right-hand side. A good outlet here. Go on, have a go. Have a go, Jacob. Have a go, son. He is. He's going to have a go. He's going all the way into the box. Deflected. Trippier's ball is a very deep one towards Chris Wood.
Twat!
Yeah, well, exactly my thoughts, Billy Bob. I have to say it. And it rolls out for an Arsenal corner. Free kick. Goal. I'll get my words out in a minute. Goal kick. The Newcastle fans G'ing their side on. You know, if we get a point from this game, Billy, it really does prove how resolute we are. Fantastic. In fact, we got a corner out of it.
Yeah.
Well, God, I'll shit on a tortoise. Unbelievable, Billy. How many bald men were in that photo there? Jesus Christ, there wasn't a hair between them. Anyway, corner for Newcastle, which Trippier will take. An in-swinging corner. This would be a wonderful time for Chris Wood to score. Let's have a repeat of the Tranmere goal. Or just off the backside of someone. I don't really care. Just put it in the net. In it comes from Trippier. It's very low. It's still in play, though. It's come out to Trippier again. He'll take another... just clip Zinchenko. The ball is in the air again. Dan Burn. I don't think he knew where the hell he was heading that. Willock out to Cher. Cher puts it in the box again where Dan Burn gets his head on it! Oh, Jesus!
Dive in it, Murphy!
For the ball, man!
Why did he dive in it? Unreal.
That's unbelievable. The ball was bouncing around there.
He's
offside anyway, to be honest, if Murphy did put it in. But why isn't he showing more commitment to get that ball? He didn't know it was offside. Jesus, wept. But we are fighting in this game, Billy. If anything, we've showed our resolute fighting abilities as a football team here.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Going against the best team in the Premier League here, don't forget.
Dear.
Oh, what a ball that is. But look at Nick Pope. And he just says, right, you'll have to get round me to get that ball, and it rolls out for a goal kick. You know what it is, though? I mean, yeah, we haven't had Arsenal have done a lot of pressing second half, Billy, but Nick Pope still hasn't had to make a save.
No, he hasn't, no.
We've been defensively brilliant today, and not just the defenders. What's he going at the fourth official for?
He's saying that Pope's time wasting.
Oh, fuck off. As if Arsenal wouldn't do it if they were winning 1-0. You know what I mean? Long ball again. Chris Wood doesn't even jump for it, as per. Fabian Schär to Botman. Botman launches it down the pitch. Joe Linton's underneath this. going at it with Partey. Brilliantly took down by Joe Willock, who I think's been fantastic.
Oh,
what
fantastic.
a run by Joe Willock. He's gone past Tommy Yasu. Willock now has to turn back, though, and it's going to be dead. And now he's had to go back to Dan Burn. But brilliant work that from Joe Willock. Joe Linton now to Bruno. Bruno skips inside. Nice play from the Brazilian. He's got Longstaff now. Longstaff will play it out to Trippier on the right-hand side. He's got Murphy in support. He's also got Bruno, but he's not going to use him. Longstaff, lovely little clip to Jacob Murphy. What a ball that is. Murphy's ball is awful. He's doing push-ups on the left-hand side. I think it's Joe Willock. He's just out of gas, man. He's got cramp. I thought he was doing press-ups.
I was having a shit.
Unbelievable. But now Arsenal coming forward. And Martinelli and Akers a space down the left-hand side. Really dangerous this for Newcastle. Martinelli pulls it back. Odegaard missed it and it rolls across. Somebody clear it. Bruno not there. Just clear it, man. That's a foul, referee. He says no. I told you, Bruno, just kick the fucking thing off the pitch. Sacking out on the right-hand side for Arsenal. Going against Dan Burn. Cuts back on his left. Back to Partey. Kept it low. It was blocked.
Come back to him again.
Odegaard. How on earth is it ending up back at these bloody players, man? Arsenal coming forward. It's all over the place. Joe Linton clears now for Newcastle.
Oh, we're defending deep now.
Gabriel hits it from 40 yards. It comes straight back to him. How's he doing that?
Jammy fuckers.
Martinelli now. Arsenal just trying to pepper Newcastle, but still can't get a proper shot on goal.
It's attack versus defence now, isn't it?
Is it not? Zinchenko now to Martinelli. Martinelli gets a cross in. Hammered away by Fabian Schär. Wow. And Longstaff's gone down now with cramp. And the Arsenal players are so upset with it. Fuck off, honestly, man. Honestly, Zinchenko was just screaming like a baby there. And of course, Arteta, you know.
We're going to have about 15 minutes injury time here, though, won't we?
Unbelievable, Billy. It is. I mean,
I think we do need to get Maxi on. I think Willock's done. I think he's run his little heart out.
Yeah. But this is just incredible. The ball bouncing around in the area. How on earth Arsenal didn't get a shot there? Xhaka, my God, it fell straight to him. All you had to do was just tap it in. Unbelievable.
Well, I think Willock's coming off anyway.
Yeah, he's got it. He's done.
He's done. He's run his heart out. He's been superb.
I think it's just cramp. Referee now having a chat with Kieran Trippier as Newcastle get a few drinks. Oh, dear me. And there's Arteta again in the fourth official. He's injured, you bell end. Honestly, they hate it when it doesn't go for them, does it? They hate it as Maxi's now coming on for Joe Willock.
Come on, Maxi, make a name for yourself. Shut the haters.
Well, can you imagine Maxi just gets the ball, runs the length of the pitch and scores?
What's he pushing him off for?
Gabriel, naff off, man. He's got a bad calf, you fanny. Honestly. But Willock's been sensational. He's had look at Maxi's bandages, man. Jesus. He's got them on his wrists, on his legs. I mean, that is an advertisement for the next Mummy film, isn't it?
That's a foul.
Jesus wept. You honestly think he's going to give a foul throw for Arsenal, Billy? You're having a laugh.
I don't know what's going to happen, season, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyway, it's with Gabriel now. Plays it into Xhaka. Chance for Nketiah! What a save, Nick Pope! Wowzers! I mean, you know, if that was to hear, Billy, they'd be screaming from the rafters.
Oh, they would. It was a great save with his feet. We're under real pressure here.
I'm sweating like a moose in a sauna, Billy. I really am. The pressure's on here. Xhaka now. Martinelli. Good defending by Sven Botman. Arsenal scream for a handball. Piss off. Go and take your face for a big shite. No way.
Oh, Chris Wood gets beaten in the air. Go on. We're on it. No, it's not a foul. You fucking stroker.
Hey, nah, I'm not having it, man. Look at the size of Thomas Partey, will you, man? Ooh. That's not even a handball. Not even close, you cheating bunch of wellies. I can't believe they're appealing for handball here, Billy. But here's a save from Nick Pope. Drilled low to his left. What a save. I mean, this man, he saves with his feet, his head, his hands. Just incredible stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff. But we've got just over 2 minutes of normal time, and there's probably going to be at least 12, 15 minutes injury time if going on this referee's performance, as Nick Pope has it now in his hands. And Eddie Nketiah just basically played a little... Oh, what a throw! Maxi! Oh! Wow, I tell you what, Maxi was away like a bloody greyhound out of the blocks
fucking
there,
Murphy.
Billy.
You were wasting time, man. Fucking wasted time, Murphy. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Good job. Ramsdale was alert there, or Maxi was away. Arsenal now have the ball again. Thomas Partey back to Saliba. Plays it to Gabriel. Gabriel goes forward to Xhaka. Xhaka. Free kick again, says the referee. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Zinchenko now to Thomas Partey. Arsenal desperate now to try and get this winning goal. But it's been a resolute, fantastic defensive performance from Newcastle United. They've just really stuck to their guns defensively. You're at the Emirates. You expect Arsenal to have more possession, Billy.
Yeah, of course you do. Especially at the top of the league as well.
Exactly. Tomiyasu now cuts in, gives it back to Thomas Partey. Partey to Zinchenko. Got Chris Wood in front of him. It's given wide to Martinelli. Martinelli's got Murphy to deal with. Passes it back inside to Thomas Partey. Arsenal again trying to wear Newcastle down into a mistake.
Oh, Maxi, you've left them one-on-one here.
Yeah. Burn now has Saka to deal with, but Saka's overhit it, and it's out for a goal kick. And Arteta goes back and screams at his coach. I don't know what he's shouting at, but he's screaming to his players. We're going to find out how much injury time in just a second, everybody. And I have a feeling it'll be a few minutes at least.
I'm going to say 8.
Really?
I'm going to say 8.
Holy hell!
It should be 5 or 6, but I think it's going to be 8. Oh, it's 5.
5? Wow! Come on, take that. Come on, boys. And look at Arteta crying. Honestly, man, he's only 5 minutes. What the hell?
Sanquo, you're joking.
My club can't score a goal in 5 minutes. My club.
Sorry for the
Anyway, Joe Linton, that's a foul by Partey.
Oh, he's in.
He's offside, Billy. He's offside. I mean, he's through. He hasn't blown the whistle yet. And that's an awful decision by. He hasn't given offside.
It was offside.
It's not offside. Chris Wood, you fucking bellend.
He had his arm out, so it was offside.
Well, the Arsenal players were screaming at the linesman.
Yeah, but the ref put his arm out as if he was playing advantage, so.
I don't care. It was still shit by... What was Chris Wood doing?
Oh, why didn't have a shot at goal? I never know.
Oh, man. Anyway, Gabriel all the way out to Bukayo Saka. He's got Maxi and Burn. That's better by Maxi. Coming back and helping. Good stuff. Saliba, Odegaard. Can they find a breakthrough? No, they can't because they've kicked it out of play for a goal kick to Newcastle. Nick Pope, again, will not be rushed. Will not be rushed. Sophia says Dan Burns had a great game. I think he has actually. He's had to work really, really hard tonight, Dan Burn, but he has had a lot of help from Joe Linton. Joe Linton's been sensational. And Arteta's still whinging at the fourth official. For God's sake, man. You know what? If you can't score, it serves you right. You failed to score against us. So shut your face. Blame your players. Joe Linton goes down, but of course the referee waves play on. Here's Bruno for Newcastle. To Maxi on the left-hand side. He fancies a run. Plays it down the line looking for Bruno. And we win a throw-in deep in Arsenal's half. This would be a wonderful time to get out. And Bruno G'ing up the Newcastle fans again. You've got to love that. You've got to love seeing it. Well, not that, but you've got to love seeing Bruno G'ing up the crowd. Jesus Christ, I don't want to see that, man, on a Tuesday night. Christ on a bike. Anyway, it's with Bruno again. He flips it over the top to Dan Burn. Newcastle clearly just playing out for the draw here. Dan Burn right by the corner flag. Wins a corner. Brilliant stuff from Dan Burn. We will go for this. Come on.
Magnificent score now.
Oh, God, Billy. I'll tell you what.
I think you'd see all the Arsenal players fall to the floor in disbelief, wouldn't you?
Well, you'd see me fall to the floor in disbelief and all. For God's sake.
Yeah.
I don't think I could handle it, Billy. I don't think I could handle it. But watch this, a flashing header from Chris Wood right in the back of the net. 1-0, see you later, good night.
What is that fucking spectacle fucking fat getting in the show every time?
I don't know. I just think he attracts the cameras, doesn't he? Anyway, here's the corner from Kieran Trippier. 2 minutes of injury time left. It's right to the back post for Joe Linton. He gets a head on it, but not a full head. He brings it down. Nice play from Joe Linton. He'll keep the ball down there, so that's for certain. He'll make Arsenal work to try and get the ball back, and he's won a goal kick. Yeah, and Arsenal will be in much of a hurry to get on with this because time is running out. Still 0-0. Arsenal have the ball now with Tomiyasu. He brings it forward, gives it inside to Partey. Newcastle just need to be resolute and hold out. We are just... The packet out there. They've ran the socks off. They've ran the socks off tonight. Undoubtedly. Here's Xhaka. Xhaka's ball in. Oh, what a tackle by... what a tackle that was by Botman. Jesus Christ. Fantastic stuff. Partey now plays the ball through, and Nick Pope will collect the ball. Thank you very much. Billy, just tell me about that tackle from Sven Botman, please.
That was an old-fashioned centre-half tackle. Took the ball and didn't even touch the player, but he flew it in like Bruce Lee, didn't he? It was a fantastic tackle.
It was a 2-footer, but both feet hit the ball. It was brilliant stuff. 1 minute to go of injury time, and Nick Pope has just hit a terrible, terrible goal kick. Arsenal have a throw-in. Dan Burns going for a run with the ball. I wouldn't do that, Dan, to be honest, the way the referee is being. Well, the ball didn't go out there, ref. But, of course, it's Arsenal. Let's play on. Gabriel has the ball now in the centre circle. Passes it out to Zinchenko. Zinchenko cuts back. He's got Partey in support. He's not going to use him. I think he's going to go further out wide. He does use Partey. Back to Gabriel. Again, looking for the killer pass, which hasn't been there so far. Gabriel, lovely little ball into Xhaka. This is an opportunity for Zinchenko. Brilliant defending again from Newcastle. They're not diving in. It's played out wide for Xhaka. Xhaka's forced wide. The ball comes across. It's bobbling away. Arsenal screaming handball. Pooh to you. Give over.
Oh, look, I'll take a
Here we go. Here we go. Injury time's over. Let's pester the referee to give a penalty. Come on, let's do it.
Let's have a look. It's Jacob Murphy if it is. And is it Jacob Murphy? Nah.
Nah, come on. That's not handball.
No way. You can't even see. You won't see it from this angle.
No. It came off his stomach first, Billy. You can't give handball for that. No way. And he's waving play on. Good decision by VAR. Look, he's having a go at Eddie Howe now. Eddie's telling him to calm down. Arteta's and in comes Mad Dog. Look at that. Go on, son. Eddie was just telling Arteta to calm down there, and Arteta's gone ballistic. What an absolute bad loser he is. Shame on you, Arteta. Shame on you.
I don't know what's he carrying on.
We're now to 96 minutes. Where is this bloody... And there's Lascelles again. He's getting booked. That's brilliant from Lascelles. Superb work again. But again, Arsenal desperately trying to pull every string to try and get something out of this game here.
That's Jamal.
Where is this added time coming from?
Away. Good punch towards the corner. We're
knocks it behind for a corner.
He should be playing the corner. It's simply time over.
We're now at 96 and a half minutes. Where is this time coming from?
It's Anfield all over again, isn't it?
Of course it is. This is ridiculous.
Lots of wrestling going on in the box. Away. Yes.
Good.
Away again. Oh, shit. Yes!
And the way over the bar. That'll do us very nicely, Sunshine. And there it is. The referee blows for full time, and it finishes goalless. And Arteta does come across and shake the hands without any arguments. That's good to see. No nastiness there, just shaking of the hands. Arteta probably realised he was being a complete bellend. But it finishes goalless. We've got a point, Billy, and an absolutely sensational point, in my opinion.
Oh, Richie deserved one as well. We were fantastic from 1 to 11 today, although they don't wear 1 to 11 anymore. But what a game of football that was. It's breathtaking, what we've just seen there, the 98 minutes, whatever it was. What a game of football. Two sides going at each other, hammer and tongues. Arsenal, of course, top of the league at home, are going to have more of the ball in the second half. They took control of it, but we defended so well from the front.
Yeah.
Joe Linton, Longstaff, absolutely outstanding, as well as the back four. Yeah, great performance from Newcastle United.
And another clean sheet, Billy. It's just like we are just so difficult to score against these days.
Absolutely. I mean, Kieran Trippier, another one tonight, had an absolute storming game in defence. Martinelli didn't get a sniff on him all night, really, did he? But you can't fault any of them. Every single one of them, absolutely superb. Credit to the club.
Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
Right, guys, that's it for the watch along. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back in literally 5, maybe 10 minutes. We might be a couple of minutes late due to the game finishing a bit later than normal. But we will be back with the match review. So join us in a couple of minutes. It will be a different show to this one. So we're going to end this one now. We'll see you in around 5-6 minutes time for the review. See you then, guys. Thank you very much to everybody that's watched the watch along. And we'll see you very shortly.
Get the fuck in.